Hello, everyone. Greetings to you. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day, as they say. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day to everyone. How you guys doing? Yeah. Hey. Omo. Hey. Oh, Coco Bioko. This the US election, eh? Hey. I no sleep for like, let me see. While we were voting, I no quick sleep yesterday. I waited for every vote to be counted. I waited. I said I must make sure I wait. I want to see Donald Trump cross. More than all so omo, I don't get. I was going to come out yesterday, but the US election, not let me see it. I was monitoring it bumper to bumper monitoring. Hey, oh my God! I dey watch am. I say, what the? As the numbers dey roll in, because I went to vote yesterday. When I take go vote, my polling booth yesterday, na so people full everywhere. I say, wetin dey happen on top this election? Anyway, result come out. I was posting it from Associated Press because Associated Press dey always get, the most updated version. So I just dey put. Now Kene, Kene, why is it paining you? Kene, why is it paining you? Convicted felons taking over in Nigeria. Whatever, Kene, whatever. At least the convicted felon for here, he want free and fair. He want free and fair. He not snatch ballot. Abi, when I take picture, put am for this thing, you not fear. You see, say Agbero, they pursue me for back. You see, say they come snatch ballot box from my hand. Abeg, leave us. Yes, see, abeg, let's enjoy this. One, at least we win. See, we win. There's some, we at least we win something. Kene, leave us alone. Hmm? Wetin make you think say dem no go release am? Make we dey look na. Abeg, leave us, let's enjoy dis o. See, I no sleep because INEC dey my mind. I say the movie, the magic wey INEC perform for Nigeria, e fit, because at some point you start hearing that the Philadelphia Pennsylvania votes, that something about ballot boxes and stuff. God, the tension was high yesterday. I say, wetin be this? Dem wan collect dis thing for back again. Dey tell everybody, dey say, oya, make nobody sleep. Na say me sleep care. Dem must vote. Wetin happen to Peter Obi must not happen in dis election. Na so my eyes were peeled to that Associated Press. Na so I dey refresh. As I dey refresh, I dey repost the updated one. I say, hey, welcome to sanity. Welcome to sanity. Oh, e be don dey everywhere fight, 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 fight. Everywhere you turn in the world, fight everywhere, fight, fight, fight. Wetin? Make I not talk too much. I sure so una know. Make e no be like say I just come here, I be rebel. Kene, leave me alone, Kene. You can't eat pepper soup. No, you can't. Yes, believe it. No, make your own pepper soup. Make your own. Why do you want to eat another person's pepper soup? Kene, make your own pepper soup now and eat it by yourself. Yes. So you sit down, your throat will be long for another person's pepper soup. They're not train you for us. Go chop for us. Go and make your pepper soup. Leave us alone. See there, I'm waiting for our senior uncle who came on your platform last time and said, I know. I know, I'm waiting for him. Hopefully he shows up today. Yeah? I give the thing, I told him the real deal. I'm telling you, everybody had the red. You know what you saw, the landslide you saw, that tells you how pissed off people have been. That's what a lot of black people came out and voted, black men and women came out to vote for the first time since the 1800s that they have voted for a Republican. I'm telling you, no joke. Abeg, en masse, so like that, like with a lot of black people coming out. We are tired, my brother. See, as if you know, I'm tired. Every corner you turn, every corner you. Did you see how they are having a major meltdown? Hey God, though. Guys, watch your back. If you see the major meltdown when they happen for the other side, people they cry, they scream. Oh, Salom, wow! I never see this kind of thing before. Eh? I never see this kind of thing before. The guy, what's his name? The Amish guy. One Amish guy, single-handedly registered thousands of Amish. You know, say Amish no dey vote for our election. They no dey participate for election for America. Amish people no dey participate. That is to tell you how bad the economy has become. How tired and exhausted people were. Do you understand of how terrible the situation is in America? One Amish guy single-handedly, these people now bunny that they ride horses, that they do farm, that they live like the 12th century. They not they live like us. They not get all this television, that they bake their food, that they everything. I'm telling you, that they now their own food that they eat. They get their farms. For the first time, Amish turn out in their numbers. A Latino. Most of those Latino Americans, they were saying that they bring am from the border. Omo kò kàn wá, kò kàn ayé. They mobilize their people come out. A lot of black people, a lot of Amish people, a lot of African Americans. Now they help that vote. I'm telling you. We are tired. See, we are tired. Even me particularly, I'm tired. I'm telling you, you see Amish, wahala don dey na be that now. They came out in their numbers, thousands. Exactly. Now wokeness we go chop. Exactly, Kenny. Is that what we're going to eat? People are unaliving every day due to hunger. Battle for our truth. Thank you. Battle for the soul of the young ones. If you see the meltdown, hey, major meltdown, no, not be small. Matter of fact, there are people holding spaces, they are abusing all obedience. They say all the obedience that voted for Trump are stupid. Now, person when I know that they hold the space, but I don't want to follow their quarrel. I don't consider myself obedient, but I think that I think everybody get right to vote who they want vote, but they're saying now they're sabi. Time will come when we will fight each other, resolve all those issues. Army survive on their own. Exactly. They realized that their way of life was threatened. And for fact, it was getting threatened. People were sick and tired. They were shoving all manner of things in our faces. Live your life the way you want, but please don't intrude on our spaces, for crying out loud. Live and let live. After all, these things when they happen, don't they exist since so? It don't exist before time. Everybody you do there, nobody care what they have for the other room. But no, they won't put them for your face. No. I beg, I tire. No. And no, if not only the fight, everywhere, fight. Kilo day. Talking. I beg, go. My people, I'm excited though. I was very happy. I no quick sleep. I slept around 3 a.m. yesterday and I had to be up early for work. But I said no, this thing is worth it. Oh, what here now? When I see video of you get one song, one Igbo song when what do you call her? One Igbo song when David Udeyin sing, when he sing, I had to go and look for that song. I don't know anything that they talk for that song, but that song enter my soul. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Oh my God, I thoroughly enjoyed that song. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. This song is absolutely brilliant. It was so nice. That's so he was oh my God. All the people were happy. Swallow is too much. Let us breathe. Everywhere fight. You see say Putin said they're not going to fight Ukraine again. Iran too withdraw their own. They said they're not they fight again. Or do you see the stocks going up as soon as they vote Trump in, he dey pay me say I no invest. He dey pay me say I no invest. I don't know why I not think am. I don't know why I not think am. I for invest. I'm telling you, I for invest. Eh? Come and see now. Eh? Let me see. I'm looking for that music. Where is it? Where is that song? Guys, please bear with me. Oh. Where is it now? Can't disappear. Aha, bam. I don't see him. Aha. Omo, this song na the song. For me, this is like a great roundup of the year. Man, this song is the bomb. I really like it. I don't know if you guys know the artist. Maybe you guys will know the artist. I really like that song.
You got the whole world in your hand. Within the past, you know, you got the whole world in your hand. Commando, commando. I get caught and I get life. Everything else you go work for me. Me and not take to the wrong, get the cutter. Now you make a favor, follow me. You make the blessing come down.
I hope so they no will come hit my, they no will come pull up from my channel, but I really like the song. I no go lie. I really, really like the song. Only half for me is that he listens to. Hopefully, cause yeah, that's I really want to see that happen because it's getting crazy. I'm sorry. Now there's Sabi in their life. I know it, but it shut up. Oh, it shut up. Even Bitcoin, man. I wish I invested right before that election. Man, I didn't think about it. I didn't think like I think it's Ethereum. Is it Ethereum? I think shut up so much. I was like, damn, I wish I invested. I'd have made some money now. At least I was see money take jollof myself. Are you kidding? Some change, you know. So anyway, I don't want to play too much of this song. I beg. May they not come because YouTube, if you get as they do. But that song now the bomb. I say, what? This song is awesome. So let's listen to Kenneth Okonkwo. No say Kenneth Okonkwo na my as he talk na my person. Na know wetin I want talk. Don't hate the player, hate the game. That's all I can tell you. See,
I want to buy your house.
go and buy your own house. That's the only question.
The Court of Appeal in Abuja has discharged and acquitted the former Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Walter Samuel Nkanu Onogen, from his conviction of false asset declaration charges by the Code of Conduct Tribunal. Former President Muhammadu Buhari had in 2019 removed Onogen as the Chief Justice of Nigeria during the pendency of a charge against him at the Code of Conduct Tribunal. The conviction of Onogen on April 18, 2019, and forfeiture of his bank accounts by the Umar Yakubu Danladi-led tribunal was struck down by the appellate court following the resolution of the issues that led to the trial and conviction. Well, for this conversation, we now have joining us from our Abuja studio a lawyer and public affairs analyst, Kenneth Okonkwo. He will also be interrogating President Tinubu's political appointments in all sectors and the quality and quantity of representation of each zones. He will also look into the president's latest directive to release minors and the president's pushback on efforts to stall tax reforms. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us on Newsday.
Good afternoon. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you, everybody that is watching from any part of the world.
So let's start, with the ex-CJN's acquittal. What are your thoughts on the ruling acquitting him of false assets declaration charge?
Well, it was a very straightforward decision from the Court of Appeal, being a settlement judgment, meaning the parties actually settled out of court and came to the court for the courts to announce the terms of their settlement. I recall when the CJN was to be appointed, I was one of those people that came out on TV and marshaled the points while he was substantially qualified to be CJN. But the CJN did not understand when you climb to that height, a lot of politics go behind the schedule. When the political hawks came against him, I was one of the people that said you should resign at that point so that you do not go into history as the first CJN that was stood on the dock and tried for criminal offense. But he delayed, and unfortunately, they still disgraced him, and eventually he resigned. So it is good for us whenever you are losing relevance and you know you don't have the political clout to sustain yourself, to resign. It doesn't make you that you have admitted the guilt, but it makes you to reduce the amount of shame for which your traducers have subjected you to. Eventually he resigned. So what he just went to do was to go to court to put the record straight that he ought not to have been arraigned after he had resigned. And of course, the court agreed with him that the court lacked jurisdiction to try him when he has resigned from being the Chief Justice of Nigeria. So it was more like a settlement out of court than for the court to pronounce the terms of settlement.
Now, the Nigerian Bar Association at the time described his suspension as a coup against the judiciary. So what measures, can be taken to protect the independence of the judiciary and to ensure that such does not happen again?
The judiciary should learn to live above board. The standard of judgment for the judiciary is higher than that of the ordinary person. Because being a judge, you are likened to be a person appointed by God Almighty to superintend the justice of your fellow men. So you have to first and foremost live above board. And when you live above board, you have to celebrate your independence, not just in theory, but also in practice, where the judges are carouseling and cavorting with the political elements. They make themselves very susceptible to attacks by these elements when they fall out of line or out of favor from them, because the politicians use that opportunity of your interaction with them to compromise you or complicate your life, that you will not have any other choice than to obey whatever they say, because as they are compromising you, they are keeping those records. And when you want to refuse to do what they tell you to do, they will bring those records just to implicate and embarrass you. So the judges should learn to know that the job they are doing is more like a divine job, and don't ever try to communicate illicitly with these politicians. Then secondly, we should learn to observe the separation of powers. We have three arms of government. They are independent and they are separate. The executive should learn to respect the judiciary, and so also the legislature. And like I said, the judiciary has what it takes to cut off these people from interfering in their activity. But it is only when they learn not to be corrupt, only when they learn how to give justice, not judgments, and how to separate themselves from the unclean things that the politicians mix themselves with.
But looking at the Nigerian system the way it is at the moment, how easy really would it be to separate themselves from fraternizing with the political class? At the moment, there seems to be, some sort of an alliance that we cannot really explain it, but it's there. So how easy will it be to cut it off?
Guys, I'm about to cash a check for $180,000 and get my entire car loan paid off. And I'm getting all of this for free. Say I bought a new car 9 months ago. The car looked
very easy. As long as you want to be committed to excellence, as long as in the judiciary, the NJC should learn to recommend people for appointment based on competence, not based on connection. As long as you are not corrupt yourself, it is very easy. The executive cannot influence the judiciary when they don't want to be influenced. But when you want to appoint somebody who is not qualified, then you need extra methods to get the executive to appoint the person and get the legislature to approve the person. If you want to appoint your son, who is not qualified, for instance, to be a judge, you would have to dance also to give in something to the executive to agree to appoint your incompetent child. Then when you are corrupt, that means you're inducible with money. Then what do you think? It's easy for the executive to buy you. But when you make up your mind that you will have the spirit of excellence, you will not be corrupt, and you will appoint only competent persons from wherever they come from, you can stand your ground and you can withstand any pressure, and things will move by its own natural flow, and nobody will ever move you. He said, because God is at my right hand, I shall not be moved. But God cannot be on your right side if you are an unholy vessel. So let us exclude incompetence and corruption from our system, and every other thing will be added onto us. It's very easy.
Okay, well, I hope it can be done, just as you have said. Now, I would like us to, to move to another issue, that of the president's latest directive, releasing the minors who were accused of treason following their participation at the End Bad Governance protest. The president, also ordered a probe into all those involved in the arrest of these minors. What are your thoughts, on this occurrence?
It is very unfortunate that this government continually brings shame and bad name internationally and nationally on Nigeria. The question is, what have they achieved by arresting and detaining unlawfully and illegally and shamelessly children on the pretense that they committed treasonable felony? What is treasonable felony? I'm going to explain it in a very, very, very ordinary language. It's like people mounting armored cars, going on AK-47 and overthrowing Tinubu from the villa. Look at those children. How many of them have even seen armored cars? How many of them can operate AK-47 to overthrow a government? And what were they doing when they were arrested? They were simply crying in the street. We are hungry. We are undergoing hardship. Ameliorate our situation. And you as a government, because you said we are carrying flags, and then they have now committed treason. Meanwhile, Section 39, Section 40, Section 41 of the Constitution made it clear that these children are entitled to freedom of expression, freedom of movement, freedom of association, freedom of assembly. And when they are doing that, expressing themselves that they are hungry, you went and caught them. You said they were carrying flags. May I ask, does President Tinubu not fly the flags of other countries when he is accepting ambassadors into Nigeria? Do they not fly the flags of other countries when they are dealing with other countries? What is the offense about flying foreign flags in Nigeria? When I was in the university, I recall when America bombed Libya, we were flying Libyan flags in Nigeria. Section 36, subsection 12 of the Nigerian Constitution is very clear. You cannot charge anybody of any crime except it is prescribed in a written law. So what is the crime of carrying flag, foreign flag? He said they are crying that they should have a military intervention. Let me make it clear. If I say I prefer military rule to civilian rule, it's not an offense. You must prove that I have attempted to overthrow the government, or I'm conspiring with people to overthrow the government forcefully, before you can begin to think about treasonable felony. It is a shame that these children have been degraded, dehumanized unnecessarily. Let me tell you, Section 34 is very clear. Every individual is entitled to respect for the dignity of his person, and accordingly shall not be subjected to torture, inhuman or degrading treatment. These children have been subjected to torture, inhuman and degrading treatment. And you can imagine this government saying that they were faking their fainting in court. May I ask, all those ribs that were exposed, that showed signs of malnourishment, were these children also faking it? The only fake thing I have seen in this Nigeria presently is this government lying at every opportunity, even lying against children. Children that you know are almost dying. You could see it. And you say they are faking, they are fainting. They were running after granuts. They were running, they were already hungry. And now you put them to die. This government is inhuman. I have not seen such an issue before. So it's not about Tinubu releasing them. It is about, were they meant to be arrested in the first place? And you're talking about treasonable felony.
Let me now interrupt you there, about whether they were supposed to be arrested in the first place. According to the force PRO, that's Muyiwa Adejobi, it says only those below the age of 7 are not liable under the law. So according to him, the police did not err in arresting and prosecuting those minors. What are your thoughts on this?
All right, let me educate him a little bit on the point of law. May I respectfully admit that in Nigeria, it is only when you are below 7 that you are not criminally responsible. But let me remind him that the law is that when you want to bring children to court, you bring them to a juvenile court. When you want to bring them to court, or any human being for that matter, you charge him for an offense that he committed. You can only say these children committed, maybe, assuming without considering they even committed any crime. You'll be talking about bailable offenses. You'll be talking about maybe a breach of public peace. You'll be talking about maybe affray, maybe theft or anything, not treasonable felony. And let me remind him that you do not even lock up children where you lock up adults. As far back as when we were in the colonial regime, they made it that somebody between the age of 16 and even 21 will be taken to a Bostal institution, a reformatory, regarded as even not matured enough to be taken to prison. And then you are bringing them to court. Let me remind him that 2 months is the only time that even a court can bring somebody to custody. That is, if you had taken the person to court within 48 hours. Then after 2 months, if you have not tried him to court, you must release him unconditionally or upon such terms as to let him go, but to come for his trial. These children had been in detention for 3 months. Where did he get that power? The court even said the law is that even when somebody's offense attracts certain punishment, if he had stayed in detention for the time of that punishment, you let him go. And yet you brought these children to court that you want to try them. Let me ask him, when they were in custody, were they well fed? Were they not being tortured? Were they not given inhuman and degrading treatment against the Constitution of Nigeria, Section 34, Section 35, Section 36? They breached all these laws. And he is saying that I'm even ashamed that he will come out and begin to defend the indefensible. Those children, the president has to apologize to them and compensate them adequately. It was very wrong. The charges were wrong. The process of detaining them wrong. The process of arraigning them wrong. They were just malnourished, maltreated, and mistreated in that whole process. And the police should be apologizing to them and not inflicting more psychological torture on them after the ordeal they have gone through. It's really very shameful.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo, lawyer and public affairs analyst. Thank you so much.
Now, wow. Yeah, Kenny, I saw that they finally admitted the Chief Lagbaja has passed on. Maybe it wasn't a few weeks ago that the message was put out there that he had lost, and then they denied it. Now they are coming out when they say no way. By the way, did you guys hear that Madam Dabiri was trying to reach out to that UK lady, Kemi Badenoch or something like that? He said, but the girl not agree for her. Let me even see. What's her first name? Dabiri. It will be the woman name. Let it be the woman first name. Oh, what's this woman's name? Let me see if I can find it. She was very upset too that she said the girl did not. She shut them down. I'm trying to pull up that video. Ah, God, I wish I saved it when I saw it. Where is this thing? Hmm? Let me see. Hey, what be this woman name again? How the name come skip me like this? Abike. Oh, God go bless you, see. Make I find the video for now. Abike Dabiri. She say she no want, the girl no want. I don't understand wetin dem dey expect from that UK girl. Hey, I have no idea what they're expecting from her. Let me play. I think it's over 500,000 Nigerians brought back from Libya. Let's just hear what she has to say. It's a 30-minute video. Look, watch am. I say, oh, you want to go and associate, you want to go and show yourself for where she did. You want to come and draw her. Tiwan. You don't know the circumstances with which the girl's parents relocated from Nigeria to the UK. No see am. And even the Kemi girl herself, she don't even know herself. Did you guys watch the video of her talking about British ended slavery? Hey God. Africans, man, we are fucked. Oh. A lot of us, our brothers and sisters out there, they are glorified house help. They remind me of during the slavery era, all those chiefs when they appoint for the different communities so that they'll carry out the evil when they want to. Now that Kemi girl remind me of. It's pathetic, it's a shame. And I not fit blame her when the society, when they come from, no, they take their own history seriously. You not care. She will jump on it to get ahead. What you consign her?
No judgment, no food. I beg our brothers who never so and the but we come Chineke na you now one. I no go never 2 years and I want to curse you and I come na court nothing. I use God to beg on me on help on people. You know that here. We say as all of us we many for here, we many some day 5 years, some way they just 10 years then they here. I beg men I help we need freedom.
All right, so those are Nigerians in prison in Mali calling for help. Some say they've been there for 10 years and all of that. So the conversation is going to go from the good, the bad, and the ugly. We have the woman who is in the know as far as all of these issues are concerned. The chairperson of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Mrs. Abike Dabiri. She joins us from our Abuja studio. Madam, thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you very much and good morning.
Good morning. Let's start from the heavy liftings before we get to other parts of the conversation. And I know that you had responded to this particular video. And I know I listened to you talking about, look, when you live in people's country, abide by the laws and all of that. But for the people that don't have the benefit of what they just saw, what exactly is playing out here and how much intervention has the government come through for these ladies?
I didn't see the video.
Oh.
Maybe you can just tell me about it. I didn't see the video.
Okay, because we saw the video. Oh dear. Can you see the video now, madam?
Okay. Yeah, I can see it now. Yeah, what country is that?
Mali. The ladies in the prisons in Mali.
Okay, yeah.
More than 60.
So you can respond to it. My question was,
yes, for the Mali, for the situation in Mali, they're actually in prison for one offense or the other. But like I said, even in Mali, we brought back several Nigerians. I remember the last one we did, we got a C-130 plane, not the most comfortable plane to flying, but we brought about 40 back. So those girls are actually in prison in Mali for one offense or the other. But I think we have about 70. But the Nigerian mission has been going to the prison to see how they can be released. But you see, they claim a crime was committed, so there are processes to get them out. They are different from those that you pick up on the streets for one reason or the other. So yes, the Nigerian embassy has been working on that. And then cases like this ones in Mali, in Libya, now are handled by the Office of the National Security Advisor, because there are serious security implications, particularly places like Mali, like Libya. But yes, the Nigerian embassy, I spoke to one or two of them, and the processes are on. But the thing is, they were locked up, they're in prison for one offense or the other, whether rightly or wrongly, but they're in prison for one offense or the other. So the Nigerian mission has been having conversations with the Malian authorities, and then once that is sorted, the Office of the National Security Advisor will find a way of getting planes to bring them back. But again, the message is still all the same. You know, we don't have to go to these countries and, you know, get into this kind of trouble. But we will as, I don't know. So like I said, I was offered the Office of the National Security Advisor and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs itself. They're actually, you know, on this matter, but it's going to take some process.
Ma, thank you for your time. And as Jeffrey said, we're going to start with the heavy lifting. So from Mali, I want to go to Dubai, Nigerians in the UAE. In September, about 400 of them were deported. I believe in July, a number of them were also deported. And there was also that video from a Nigerian complaining that the Nigerian embassy there is not quick to come to the aid of Nigerians in terms of defending, the rights of Nigerians against all forms of oppression. We were talking about work permits and all of that. Is there anything in bilateral agreements with countries where Nigerians are that can be invoked to defend the rights of Nigerians against harassment and unfair practices, particularly when the case is not one about irregular migration? And while you answer that, Ma, perhaps you also want to speak to the reasons why those Nigerians were deported from the UAE.
Okay, for the UAE, don't forget that UAE gave almost 6 months, 1 year of grace to say if you don't have your documents, leave our country. And we also, you know, told Nigerians that they offered free flights and said, you know, we don't want illegal immigrants in our country. So those who wanted to seize the opportunity actually came back on those flights. And they made it clear that they're going to be very hard, and they want to clear their country of irregular migrants. And they made that very, very clear. That was before the issue of UAE and travel and all that. And so now what they're doing is actually rounding them up. If you don't have your documents, they keep them in a place and bring them back. Now, there are two categories that have been brought back from the UAE. Again, the Office of the National Security Advisor handles that, because again, there are security implications. Those that have been in prison and allowed to come back home. And those that they've rounded up and say, look, you just have to go back to your country. So another set, I think about 3 sets have returned, and more will be returning. They'll keep them, but what we tell them is, even while they're there, treat them with dignity and speed it up. So the next batch will be coming. Another 400 will be coming back because they've been rounded up without their documents. And they're not just Nigerians, they're regular migrants. And they made it clear for over a year, even provided free food, free transportation. I said, if you don't have your documents, we don't want you in our country. So another set will be brought back, and they'll be brought back as regularly as they are getting. But there are a few cases of, I have my documents and they brought me back. 1 or 2 cases, at least we solved 2 of such cases where we realized that, well, the guy had a regular documentation. It was caught up in the wrong place, and they listened to the plea. But you know what? If they round you up because you don't have your documents and they have to bring you back, I don't know how much intervention Nigeria can do in that regard. But what we say is that treat them with dignity, bring them back on time, because parents call or they can't hear from their relatives, and we get to know that, well, they've been locked up because, not locked up, they've been rounded up because they are there as irregular migrants. So again, is a matter that is handled by the Office of the National Security Advisor, because again, there's security implications. Some are actually serving their jail terms there, and when they come, their biometrics are taken and all that. So we hope we're working at ensuring that everybody's brought back. But at the same time, let's work at discouraging irregular migration. It's tough out there now. It's very, very tough. Even for regular migrants, not talk of irregular migrants.
Let's make some progress on some of the efforts of the commission, because at the end of the day, it's about ensuring Nigerians have their dignity and they are respected. So if you see an American citizen anywhere in the world, you meet an American citizen, you have to think twice before you do anything to that citizen, no matter who that citizen is. I don't think that's the case for us as Nigeria, and even for the African continent for most.
I have to cut you there. Yeah. All these comparisons, we have in Brazil prison, we have about 680 in one prison alone. I don't think you have 680 Americans in some prison. So let's stop this comparison. I think the first thing is let's do the right things. But no matter what happens, I can tell you, I personally wrote a memo to President Buhari. We brought back 10,000 Nigerians from Libya detention.
You're looking at one side of the mirror.
And they're still going.
No.
So what I'm saying is that, yes, the welfare of Nigerians is paramount. As I speak with you, I've brought back, as I speak with you yesterday, another 12. We brought them back from Ghana. So we're doing that, but at the same time, we shouldn't encourage bad behavior. I remember that I was the first to say, let's treat them with dignity. So when you come back, we ensure you're received properly, you're treated at the airport, a lot of things going. But at the same time, when we make these comparisons, even in Dubai, I don't want to give you figures of the numbers in prisons, but what about they are Nigerians, they are our people. So we have to do everything to ensure they're protected, but we should not encourage bad behavior.
All right, you're not getting my point. You should have allowed me land first.
Names and numbers and figures.
If you can hear me.
Another country, we have 430.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me, madam?
The highest.
Can you hear me, madam? You didn't allow me land on my thoughts. You were presuming maybe what I wanted to say, but you're not getting the point. Nobody is supporting bad behavior. I'm just talking about I'm talking about
but I also
simple dignity for the citizens.
I hear you intermittently.
Yes, simple dignity for our citizens, because we have states and countries around Europe and even around that have institutional racism, and we know how Black people are treated and how Nigerians are treated. So my question was, or where I was going to with the question before you cut me off, was this: what is your institution or the commission doing to be more proactive than sometimes reactive, so that we can reposition our image as a country to the best of our ability? I know it's a long walk. I just want you to walk us through what you're doing proactively to make sure that, let's say in the next 10 years, the respect Nigerians have will be better than what it is today, no matter what the conditions are. That's my question.
I've been receiving checks from Charles Schwab's on a weekly basis. Let me show you. Here are a few of the checks that I receive as proof. Basically, all I have.
Hear the last part of your question. Can you give me the last part where you actually ask the question?
Okay. I was saying that what can we do? What is your commission doing to be more proactive than reactive? So that at the end of the day, let's give ourselves 10 years, Nigerian image and dignity can be way more respected, no matter the situation, without supporting crime, so that we can be better positioned in the Committee of Nations. So walk us through what you're doing proactively to reposition us from the commission level.
First is awareness, working with people like you. Awareness that, try, when you go to another person's country, just try to obey the laws of that country and not commit crime. But when you do, we're there for you. Take the case of India. Some Nigerians went on the streets, started fighting the policemen, and actually you heard the Nigerian on the streets of India said, I'm a vagabond, I suck blood, fighting Indian police. Then they take action, but you come to us and say, look, do whatever you can. So what proactiveness in that regard? Maybe you can answer that question. This just happened in India. You went on the street and said, I'm a vagabond, I suck blood. And actually the videos are there. So first thing is massive awareness. Let us respect ourselves and carrying ourselves as who we are as Nigerians with dignity and a lot. And I'm telling you something, if one Nigerian is doing that, I'll give it 10,000 that are doing great things. So I even tell them about don't judge us by that one or two persons that are behaving badly. So that is one thing. Two is we all have to work together. Don't encourage bad behavior. Secondly, raise awareness. You see, those places you are going to, if you got away with that 10 years ago, not anymore. The world is basically very, very hostile now. So that is what we do. And then we work with other agencies in terms of evacuation. You hear more of NIDCOM, but it's not just us. So Office of the National Security Advisor has a multi-agency team, immigration, NEMA, prisons, so a multi-agency team, but all domiciled under the Office of the National Security Advisor. So when we hear, how do you know there's going to be a cry for help? When you have a cry for help, then you go ahead and ensure no matter what they did, get them back. Again, like I said, in this year alone, from January to September, over 5,000 Nigerians have been brought back up from Libya. And you say proactiveness. Are you going to stop people? Are you going to know even where they're going? So really, you also have a role to play. The media, let's work together to create this awareness. For a lot of times when they come back, they tell me, I regret I went. I didn't know is what we hear. So I think massive awareness, number one. Number two, if NIDCOM is empowered to do more, we'll do it. So we're asking for that, more empowerment to be able to do, more of these crisis situations and helping Nigerians in distress. But, but as it goes on, the thing is, you can't just, I can't tell you how many people have been locked up for drugs. Then they call me and say, come and take us out. How? For those, I'm sure you have cases of people were able to bring out of prison for one reason or the other, where realized that they did not commit that crime, and we brought them back. In Benin Republic, there are many people who did not do anything wrong, but we're working at getting them back. So there are many cases you don't even hear on television or on social media. The ones you're talking about are the ones that just know they did something wrong, just go on television, make an appeal, and then whatever the case was still there for you anyway, because they are Nigerians. And we continue to do that. But to your question, massive awareness that, number one, don't be, doing most of... There's a guy in Canada now, we're working on this case. We're going to get him out. Working with Nigerians there. And then another thing is, a lot of Nigerians in these countries also work with us. When there are cases of Nigerians in distress, we all work together. You don't hear that in the media, but we do it.
If you've been injured in a car accident, don't call an attorney. Use this AI app instead. That's what...
Thank you. Perhaps you would have been more specific with, the deliberate actions taken by the Commission in terms of awareness about those who are doing fantastic things abroad, and what is being done also to create awareness about Nigerians who are into legitimate businesses and who do not engage in bad behavior. But granted, there is no excuse for bad behavior. But perhaps the point about Jeffrey's question is that other Nigerians have had to suffer indignities as a result of the bad conduct of others who impact on the image of the generality of Nigerians. I have suffered harassment, at a particular international airport, which I would not name, of another country. But back to the issues at home that are fueling this mass migration. Many would say that the administration of the former President Muhammadu Buhari set Nigeria back many years in terms of development, in terms of the disillusionment at home. And it's your government, the government led by the All Progressive Congress. Things have not particularly gotten better, even under this administration, with inflation reaching an all-time high. And in many sectors, Nigerians are losing professionals. These are the real issues that are fueling this mass exodus of Nigerians to other countries, where they are seeking greener pastures. And I'd like you to speak to that. Those are the realities that stare us in the face. So I'd like you to speak to that.
okay, look, government has to do what it has to do. Provide infrastructure, security. Government does not provide jobs, but they make it possible for jobs to be created. That is the role of government. And government cannot shy away from that or run away from that. And government is a continuum. And I know that the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing everything he can to ensure the welfare of Nigerians. Like he himself says, it may take a while, but it has to be done. There's no debate about that. The role of government is to protect the welfare of your people, provide infrastructure. That money is for the people, not to be stolen. And the government must tackle issues of corruption and ensure that, those given the responsibility deliver. There's no debate about that. But here is the thing. And this is where awareness comes in. Some are looking for hope in hopelessness. So what's the point of, in some cases, look, I've dealt with people that had to, spend 2 million naira to go to Libya. So why don't you put that 2 million naira on something that you can do back home? And that is where there should be more, collective approach to all these things. I met a guy who sold his trailer. He was into trailer trucks, but he was told, it's so bad here, let me just go to Europe. He came back with nothing. So I'm not, saying that government should not do what it has to do. It is the role of government: security of lives and property, infrastructure, power, good roads. You see all those things. So, but that is no reason to go and die. And you know why that happens? Because they don't know. I counsel a lot of young girls. All these things are not in the media. And it's about when they come back, it's that, look, I wish I knew. I didn't know. So those migration is more of, they promised me, but that promise is never fulfilled. So yes, government has to play its role, but also we have to play our role, which is what we try to do in Diaspora Commission. How much awareness? And then bad news travels fast. When you talk about Nigerians that are doing well, look, every time, even on my page, every day we're celebrating Nigerians in the diaspora. It doesn't trend. It's the bad news that trends. So I think there's a lot more to do in that regard. And I'm so proud of Nigerians everywhere in the world. And it's really something that, we need to do a lot more on. But we also want to work with you because it's the bad news that you carry. If I tell you one Nigerian was doing great and you see one Nigerian, the bad news is one that's
So where is the evidence?
It's just a natural media thing. So yes.
So where is the evidence that Nigeria under this current administration is providing infrastructure, is ensuring that the economy thrives, is providing opportunities for young people such that they can stay and build Nigeria? But do you see that evidence that there will be transformation in Nigeria within the next 1 year?
I believe there will be. Let's give President Bola Ahmed Tinubu the chance. And he's going to do everything he promised to do. It may be tough, it may be rough, but he has assured every one of us that he was elected to do this job. And no matter how tough and rough it is, he says he will ensure that his paramount interest is the welfare of Nigerians everywhere in the world.
Okay, we're still waiting for the promise of the president because as far as we're concerned, we know he said this is going to be brutal. But it's getting even worse by the day, which is why Bukola is saying, look, this is the reason. Which is why Bukola is saying. So just to reiterate what I said, I'm saying that we're waiting for those promises to come through as quickly as they should because things are worse than they've been before. The leadership of Muhammadu Buhari got us here, and this is even worse right now. The president said he has to make those twin decisions, and it's going to be brutal. And Nigerians are waiting for how it will come to pass in terms of their welfare being better. That's the hope for everybody. But the reality right now is very tough. Anybody who wants to escape is looking for a way out, which is what is fueling all of this at the end of the day. Which is why I want to piggyback on that question I asked. So let's talk about some of the efforts the Commission is making to see that we're looking for investments. We are asking foreigners to come and invest in our country. But the space we have here in our country is not favorable even to local investors. So what is your commission doing? What are you selling as a commission differently to say Nigeria is ripe for business, for you to come and do business at the end of the day? Because what we get most of the time are FPIs, not FDI, even though the president has said 30 billion came in dollars, which were not exactly accurate. But what is your commission doing to ensure that you work with maybe the presidency to ensure that this FDI we seek to reposition the fortune in our country, because that's the core of the issue. If people have jobs and their lives are better, they will not be jackpine.
Yeah, thank you. Again, I'm optimistic that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will fix this country. He has said it several. It's going to be tough. It's going to be rough. But I'm optimistic, and I believe that he will do it. But you see, he's not going to do it alone. We all have to play our part. I have to play my part. You play your own part. Let everybody, in one role or the other, play their own part, so that collectively we can, join hands with him to make this country work. So your question is always so long. So the second part is about investments, right? Okay. Now, we're having a Diaspora Investment Summit as I speak. At least I can give you, I hope you can come and see people who have come in, traveled from all over the world to say, well, we want to look for areas of investment. We know we hear bad stories, but we want to look for areas of investment, including foreigners. It's for Nigerians in the diaspora, but we also have foreigners. There's a gentleman there who has even taken over Nigeria. I mean, if you see him, he's American, he's coming, even bringing his family. And there are many who say they have done their DNA, they want to come to Nigeria, they want to invest in Nigeria. So our role is not to tell lies, but to provide the platform to make it happen. Where there are challenges, we work with NIPC, Ministry of Trade, to overcome those challenges. Now, we are targeting our own people in the diaspora. Nigerians in the diaspora. You are abroad, you're doing very well. What can you do here? Just 3 weeks ago, I was in Lagos to join in commissioning Caring Habitat, set up by a Nigerian abroad. He left everything in America. He was there for years to set up this first of its kind hospital in Nigeria. I can give you 10 of that. So they are coming, and they know there are challenges. I can tell you a quick story. There's a doctor who came, Louis Med. He came to Nigeria, decided to set up his hospital. The first operation, the very first operation, Professor Babigboye, so you can ask him, the lights went off. The generator packed up, brand new generator. Only God help him that he had finished that surgery. What if he hadn't? But guess what? He's been here for years now and setting up even another branch. So there are challenges, no doubt about that, but we are saying that we are Nigerians. Let's see what we can do in our country. There's a lady who came from California. She has a restaurant in California. She's coming to Nigeria to see how she can, work with farmers to send the produce abroad and export. So, a cup is either half full or half empty. We want to get the best of our diaspora to work with us back home, to harness those talents and potentials that we have as Nigerians in the diaspora. And by doing that, in our little way, let's work at the challenges. In our little way, let's talk about our country, let's promote our country. And like I said, it's about a collective effort. If I do my bit, you do your bit, we all do our bit collectively, we can achieve a lot of results. So that's the essence of the summit. And day one went very well. Day 2, day 3, they are there. Come and see them. They came from all over the world to see areas of investment. And then we do pitching sessions. A gentleman pitched last year. He's got his business going. So, and a whole lot of that. So we are just doing our little bit to encourage Nigerians in the diaspora, not to pack their bags and come home, but to collaborate so that collectively we can work together.
There's so many areas to touch. Following up on those Nigerians who are returning home to invest and to be sure that indeed those investments are on ground. There's, the Nigerian girls, whom your commission helped to return home from Ghana. There's Nigerians in South Africa also, the challenge of xenophobic attack. We may just have to bring you back, Ma. But I'd like you to speak to this. A number of Nigerians were returned following the Russia attack on Ukraine. The war in Sudan also saw some Nigerians return home. We'd like you to provide an update on the current state of those Nigerians. What has happened to them? Have they been reintegrated? Have they started off a fresh life here? Or have they returned to Ukraine and Sudan as we wind down now?
Turn thinking about your bathroom into loving it with Floor & Decor.
For Sudan, nobody has returned to Sudan because the situation in Sudan hasn't gotten any better. But we're able to work with JAMB, and a lot of them, particularly those from Sudan, have been into universities here, but some still went to some other countries. But we got them together, made it possible for them. JAMB, kind of amended the rules to make it possible for those, particularly in the Sudan, to continue their studies. So that was that. For the Ukraine thing, yes, most of them were medical students. For a lot of them, they were told they had to start again. By the time the Medical and Dental Council kind of, assessed them, they realized that the standard that they came home with was not commensurate with, if you were year 4 there, they told them here that you have to go back year 2 or year 1 or something. Some of them didn't like that, and they refused to start again. Some did, and they're almost done. Some went abroad. In fact, there's a university in Canada. What's the name now? They offered scholarship to about 100 of those medical students, and they're all doing well, and we're able to, I think somewhere in Dominican Republic, but based in Canada and all that. All right. Also run by a Nigerian who offered scholarship to some of them. About 100 were able to benefit from that. Some still suffered from a lot of psychological trauma. Right. There's a particular child and the mother, but I think it's getting better now. The trauma, he just couldn't get over it. Up till about last year, he looks up at the ceiling and he just sees a lot of things happening to him. So there were cases like that. So we follow up with those who were able to keep in touch with us. And I think that's the situation about both Ukraine and Sudan.
All right, we're totally out of time. We're just totally out of time. If you
back, everybody was brought back.
Okay. John, can you hear me, madam? Just we're totally out of time. Thank you for coming back. Maybe 30 seconds. Have you maybe reached out or say hello or congratulations to Kemi Bednar, who is now the Tory leader in the Conservative Party of the UK, because she's part of your diaspora community, I guess?
You see, it depends. If she identifies, you see, as the Nigerianness in her, we've reached out to her once or twice without any response. So we don't force people to accept to being Nigerian. So if you appreciate the Nigerianness in you and you want to work with us, we're open to everybody, but we cannot force you to appreciate the Nigerianness in you. You remember the Miss Universe Nigeria in South Africa? She until she got into a little problem with South Africa, and she identified with Nigeria, came to Nigeria, we hosted her, received her warmly. Right. Listen, as long as that blood in you, you're Nigerian. So it's that to Kemi to decide whether she appreciates the Nigerianness in her, whether she wants to work with Nigeria, but we'll be glad to, but we cannot force anybody. There are some who will tell you that, I don't like that, your country. We can't force them, but we work with thousands of millions of Nigerians who are proud to be Nigerian despite the challenges. I would believe that no matter what, we are simply the best in the world. And despite our challenges, we'll get to where we truly belong, the top of the mountain.
Mrs. Abike Dabre-Rewa, the chairperson of the Nigerians.
What a load of bull crap. What a load of bullshit, man. So this one a government official. God. Nigerians. Una sorry, though. Wait a minute. 30 minutes of hogwash. 30 minutes of bullshit after bullshit. This is a government official in charge of diaspora. This woman cannot be in charge of me. Look at the way she's talking. No empathy, zero empathy. Look at how she's talking. She's even putting it out there more and more. There are thousands of Nigerians in this prison. You won't know when they are traveling. This one, that one. What are you people doing? Enough fit talk. Enough fit talk. God, I beg. What kind of representative is this? That woman is just drinking free Zobo. I don't know who advised her about that hairstyle. Sorry. Madam Dabiri, that hairstyle, follow at all. I don't know who advised you at all. They're just drinking Zobo and doing nothing. Look at him. They have listing the number of people coming to Nigeria to do business. By the time they buy petrol 2,000 once, they're not a third person. If they see the petrol buy, all the people when they talk say they come back from business, come back on to business. Well, how come we don't know them? How come we are not seeing them? It's easy to burn money. People that you people will bring and give them money, stolen money, for them to go and set up their businesses. If it fails, it doesn't affect their pocket. You think we don't know how you people play this game? It's such a shame that this is the person that is representing diaspora. The woman is clueless, doesn't have any clue on how to do her job. Look at how she's talking about Nigerians in distress overseas. Imagine the disrespect. We have to talk to people. So you don't even have anything. You can't even say, oh yeah, we have this we have this community where we talk to Nigerians about the expectations. We have programs, and even in the passport office, to educate the people. Nothing like that. She just they push blame, push responsibility. Oh, they are now, this person is not in charge of them, so blah blah. Oh my show. Now wow, these people they enjoy your free money. They don't need to use their brains at all. It's such a shame though. It's really, really shameful. Yeah, you guys are talking about the guy that passed away, a military guy, when they say, JB News came out, talk, say the man don't unalive. They can't deny him. Now they get liver to talk, say, oh yes, that's true. The woman, the person don't to pass away. We know now, say that so lie, now in Nigerians sabi lie. So lie, now they sabi lie. It's good. I don't know if there'll be a 2027 election. I don't know. I wish that something will happen because these people are not doing anything at all. Did you guys notice that the pictures of the kids that were arrested? Look at Ethereum. Ethereum blew up. Hey, even Bitcoin. Damn. More. I'm not quick buy you. Kai. Man, the market is going crazy. I'm sorry, guys. I just got distracted. I didn't follow the market, so that's what I noticed. Sorry. Yeah. Did you guys notice what's it called? The pictures of those small children. You see the difference? The children when they go carry for prison and the ones when they go the front now, they give nice clothes to wear. You see the difference? Those ones are not children, no. The picture not match the children when they release from that prison. They swapped the thank you picture. I think now let me notice that. They swapped those kids. Those are not the same kids. Nigerian government is evil. Evil. Meanwhile, your first lady is saying that she and Nuhu want to host prayer. That is all they know. Meanwhile, the places that they visit, they are holy places. Jerusalem, Israel. Then they fight with superior weapon. Wow. That's all I can say. Wow. Superior weapon. These people are calling for prayers. Oh my show. The person that did this thing to us, he do us strong thing, no, man, not lie. He do us strong thing. No, this is terrible. Nigeria can't be like country when we say, nah, anything goes, now they happen. Anything goes. How can we continue like this as a people? No wonder. No wonder, people not normal again. All manner of things then they happen for Nigeria. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Finally, let me play this Doyin Okupe video that we were making noise about yesterday. Let's hear it together.
Also responding to say he did not lose that election with mandate was stolen. The issue of economic policy and the direction the presidency have been explaining. And of course, there are those who believe that the direction of this economy or the direction in which our nation is going under the Tinubu government, a lot of people share different views on that matter. One of those is a former presidential aide and former presidential advisor Dr. Doyin Okupe is live with us here in Abuja studio. Thanks so much, Dr. Okupe, for joining us.
Good evening, Shion.
I saw that you visited President Bola Tinubu.
Yes, I want to say friend. I want to say a good man, an administrator, a man that is evidently concerned. I was shocked. He told me that, look, I know there's a lot of criticism, but I'm busy and I am focused on what I'm doing. I see a man that is passionately concerned, resolutely committed, and determined to work, even at his age.
You saw that only in the few minutes you met with him?
I didn't meet him. I was with him for 1 hour. I mean, give me a break. I could. I mean, that's what I even prayed with him, because I was so impressed.
Literally, like prayers, like Christian prayers?
Yes, I held his hands. His son was there while he was there, and I prayed for him, because I saw a... Can
you guys hear this man? What a joke. What a sin. Can you hear him? Oh my God. Old man like
genuine person.
Are you a pastor now, or you're just like the Christian?
I'm an evangelist.
Oh, okay.
That's all right. And I really don't have any much more concern in this country, except that it must work. And we must, for it to work, we've got to support whosoever is on seat. This gentleman happened to be a good friend that I've known for a long time, and I am very certain about his capacity and capability.
And
I've said it before.
Someone that you have heavily criticized also.
Yes, because we have never been in the same party, but you understand that that's politics. But
it's interesting that you have suddenly changed your mind.
I didn't change my mind.
You became a firmer believer now. When I came out, your political standpoint.
No, sir. When I came out to run for president under PDP, you will recall, let anybody go and check my Twitter space. On the 21st of March, 2022, I said if Bola Tinubu wins the nomination of the APC, he's going to do well. I said that.
Do you think he's doing well right now?
He's doing exceedingly well, and he's going to do much, much better. Bola Tinubu needs understanding, not undermining.
Okay.
He needs.
Just a little of. Let's put things in perspective.
Yeah.
So that we don't offend the sensibility of our viewers, and I wouldn't like any of my guests.
I'm giving my own opinion.
Yeah, but your opinion is not gospel. It's not. It might not be factual.
You cannot say it's not factual.
It might be factual. So when you say that, and that's why I wanted you to take a pause to explain what you meant by the fact that the Bola Tinubu government is doing very well.
He's doing well.
So what do you mean well?
I told you, Sheon.
In what sense?
Sheon, even here, I told you before. By benefit of hindsight now, and thank God, Almighty, God is all wise. Of all the three major candidates that ran for that election, none of them, except Bola Tinubu, could have faced this quagmire in which you are, would have had the heart to breast it and the knowledge and the resources to do what he's doing. I am telling you for a fact.
Doesn't this sound like a betrayal to a man you said was the best man for the job? Peter Obi.
Did you? I spoke English. I said,
yeah, and I'm responding in English.
I said by the benefit of hindsight.
Now the question is that what has changed?
There's no betrayal.
What have you seen that is different now? And Peter Obi has been explaining how there is a derailment in the policy direction of this government, what he thought he was going to do and do differently in the handling of the economic policies and the policies and governance direction.
Has Peter Obi told you what he will do if he was president? Has he told you?
Yeah, he has said it.
What did he say?
He said it. He said he was going to do differently. He's going to focus on productivity. Yeah. He's going to focus on production. He's going to make Nigerians work.
Talk is cheap.
So you don't believe in Peter Obi any longer?
It's not that I don't believe in Peter Obi. Peter Obi was a damn good candidate when we got him.
You sold him to Nigerians.
But we lost that election. And a better man won.
And you don't think that
competition.
You don't think that what you sold is I mean, as someone who marketed Peter Obi, and now you're thinking
with
that
all sincerity of purpose.
And you thought that Peter Obi was better than Tinubu, was better than Atiku.
That's what I thought.
But now you don't think he is.
Now, from seeing what Bola Tinubu is doing and his disposition, and especially after seeing him yesterday, I am more than convinced that if this gentleman is given understanding and time, he's going to get us out of this problem. And I'm telling you, none of these other two people will have done anything better. No. You heard him what he said. You know, it's okay. At last I said, talk is cheap. I'm going to do production. What production from where? Listen, you know, you are paying 97% of your total revenue as a nation to service debts. Now, you know, every other thing apart from air we're breathing is subsidized. There's foreign exchange arbitrage. There's, you know, fuel subsidy has been on the table for the last 20 years. Nobody had the nerves to even try to do it. But this, you know, at the point at which I read Atiku's proposition, he said, you know, if he was president, he would borrow $10 billion to do something, another $25 billion. That makes $35 billion. Who's going to lend you money? By the time Buhari was leaving, Nigeria was not sellable. Nobody was going to give Nigeria $1 billion anywhere. And that was why, you know, because we could not borrow money anywhere, the Buhari administration went ahead and did an illegal and an unlawful thing through the Ways and Means and printed 21 trillion naira. So when you are faced with that, you know, that is a quagmire. That is confounding. Only a brave man, a man with mental resources, a man that is sure and confident in himself can do what Bola Tinubu is doing. And thank God he's the one there.
Yeah, you worked with former President Olusegun Obasanjo closely. You also work with former President Goodluck Jonathan.
Correct.
In fact, there are some people who say, bring back Jonathan now, because considering the economic indices in this country, and you saw even the argument of former President Olusegun Obasanjo about the state of the economy and how it thinks that there is a mishandling of the economy under this government. And look, this is what Atiku Abubakar says. Quote, we would have planned better and more robustly. My reform journey would have benefited from more thorough preparations, deeper diagnostic assessments of Nigeria's conditions, increased consultation with key stakeholders, and well-defined ideas for the final destination. We would have relied on my comprehensive reform agenda as set out in my quote, my covenant with Nigerians, a policy document that aimed to protect our fragile economy by preventing business collapses. Our document outlined policies that were consistent and coherent. Now, the question I'd like to ask, based on what Atiku Abubakar said, he said that he has set out a policy that is coherent, properly structured, properly planned. From what we have seen, the decline in the economic, major indicators in our economy, does it show that there's a coherence in the policy of this government?
Sure. I told you, talk is cheap. If I was a public relations person for Atiku, I could have even written a better script. All right? Beautiful communication, low in content. But there's no content.
Would you have said that an Atiku Abubakar is a cheap talker for someone who was a vice president for 8 years? Would they have, based on his experience,
vice president for 16 years doesn't mean anything.
He helped to run the economy in some ways.
We are in a situation.
You don't think that Atiku Abubakar understand the economy of Nigeria?
I didn't say he didn't understand. You can understand the economy. I have no idea what to do. Or your mindset may be such that it cannot actually accommodate what is required. Only, I don't want to use this word because it keeps coming to my mind. Only somebody who is just, crazy, like Bola Tinubu, will stick out his neck at this. Who will come to run Nigeria after 8 years of total destruction by a former administration? But yes, I think we didn't talk about this yesterday, but I'm sure he has that on his mind that, well, I brought Buhari, and, so I may have to take some parts of responsibility. But then Yoruba people say, I like them to be on my, I'm on the way. The fact that he brought Buhari and Buhari didn't do well, we can't kill him for that. But I think Nigerians are being unfair. This gentleman has been here for 17 months only. There was a man that was here for 18 months and for 80 years. Nobody asked any questions. Nobody said anything. Now this one is there for 1 year, and you're asking, why is he not correcting the ills of 40 years? Well, who does that?
From where? So let's put things into perspective. Yes, Dr. Okupe. When you say Nigerians are being unfair, in what? Some Nigerians. Because is it a fact that they're asking for prices of food are high, and in the manner in which things have gone and spiraled, actually, would you say Nigerians are being unreasonable? Not unreasonable. Just a moment. Are these unreasonable? Those who are unable to feed, those who are unable to send their children to school, those who are unable to put fuel in their vehicles, those who were buying petrol at less than 500 naira, who are now buying it at almost 1,000 naira, those who are buying tomato at double the price or triple the price they were buying it 1 year ago, those who cannot send their children to school any longer because the school fees had gone through the roof. Would you say those are unfair and unreasonable when they talk and say things are difficult? Is there a realization, Doc? Is there a realization that things are difficult? It would have been easier for Bola Tinubu to come into the government and continue printing money and continue looking for where to borrow money, and then we keep looking as if we are fine, and then the whole roof comes down and we become in Venezuela or Somalia, God forbid, where people without any gun will on their own emigrate and run out of this nation. Listen, I'm a doctor, right? I'm a medical practitioner by training. In surgery, over a lot of years. Some people have said you may not even know where to point the stethoscope right now. I have the basics. So sometimes when patients are critical and you need to do surgery to remove certain parts of the body, you will have to clamp the source of supply, the arterial supply. You have to clamp it for some time so that the field can be clear. Because if the field is not clear, you cannot operate. So what they are doing now, they are clamping arterial supply, which will make life a little bit uneasy. But when the surgery is over and the clamp is removed, we are going to come back to good times. That is the truth. And I want to tell you something. The opposition must know something. Politics, the campaign is over. Election is over. They should just go back, and go back to the drawing board and plan on how to come back in 2027 to try to take power. Not just just every little thing you bring issues up. So let's give apple for apples, oranges for oranges. Let's make a fair comparison. Correct. Some of us are die-hard fan of the entity called Nigeria. And whoever is in office, I'm in that team. Okay, all right. And I have been even those of you who are on the tarmac for a very long time. All my life, I have served Nigeria. All my life, I have believed the use of Nigeria. All my life, I have staked everything I have for the country. Now, under the past governments, and when you say that this government is doing very, very well, and it's good for us to put the data and the facts to it. The GDP, in terms of comparison now, Nigeria ranked 4th in the continent by GDP. Today. Correct. On that basis, you think we're still doing very well? Excuse me. Can you do comparative analysis of GDP consideration in 14 months? Can you show, in all honesty, what was the GDP in 2014, 2015 when GAG was there? It was about we were number 1. Okay. Then from that time we cascaded down. We rebased at some point. Yeah, under GAG. Under GAG. Yeah, and we rebased under number 1. Yeah. And we cascaded down. Why are people developing temporary amnesia? That period of ignominy, that period of disaster, that period that nobody can explain. Those 8 missing years when there was no governance in this country. You mean under Buhari? Very clearly. Let's say it. Let the truth be told. But there are those who will say under Buhari you had infrastructure development. Good talk. Go to the southeast. They will tell you about the
in this administration. Is there no infrastructure development? Even in 1 year. In 1 year, this administration has done more than 80% of what Buhari did in 8 years.
That cannot be fact.
It is a fact. Yesterday, I was listening to Umahi. You know, look, this road, the Ekpe to Calabar Road,
the Coastal Highway,
has been on the pipeline for 25 years. The Sokoto Lagos Badagry one has been there for 50 years. You know, but all these things, somebody is doing something about it, and something is happening. So don't come and talk to me about it.
All right. So let's talk about myself. Okay, we will talk about it, Doc, because if things are better, we will know. And just
talking of 17 months.
Yeah.
17 months.
Doc,
how much can you do in 17 months?
Just let me say this to you, Doc, that if you have a gym instructor and you approach the gym instructor at 260 pounds, you weigh 260 pounds, and you tell the gym instructor that I want to go down to 80 pounds, and you have been able to do that in 3, 4, 5 months, it shows improvement. It shows that you have achieved your goal, your target. But if after 3, 4, 5 months of your timeline, you have added 40 pounds, you are now 200 pounds over the 160 pounds that you were. You are not going, you have not gone anywhere.
That is not applicable.
Economy has indices.
To this
and I'm using that as an example.
That a certain amount of money in the foreign reserve, it has increased it. The foreign debts and local debts that they're owing and obligations, they have paid it. There are times, there was a time when certain airlines will not come to this country, and even those who are coming to this country will reduce their flights, and they are causing a lot of trouble, increasing their prices, but they have paid them 7 billion. They have paid them all. So don't come and tell me that you are.
Let me give you another. Let me give you another.
Let us be fair. It is our country.
We want this.
It is our country.
Just a moment, Dr.
Let us be fair.
Bola Tinubu is not the owner of this country.
Correct.
Bola Tinubu is not the owner of this government.
Correct.
He leads the government. We want him to succeed, because if he succeeds, if anybody is criticizing him, and the conversation we're having about the economy, we want our country to be better.
Correct.
Take a listen to this, sir. There is an average GDP, and Atiku Abubakar is putting this out also in the public. They say, look, under the Obasanjo administration, 6.59% is the GDP growth rate. It peaked at 15% in 2002. 7.98% under the late Yar'Adua administration and 4.8% under Jonathan, compared to the 2.8% of the Tinubu government.
You see, now you have done the same trick. What was the GDP under Buhari government? Tell me. That's not the same thing.
Is this an APC government?
It's nothing to do with APC.
8 years ago, was it an APC government?
You know me, I don't believe in APC. When they formed the APC, I told Nigerians that this was a conglomeration of immiscible liquid.
You are only a Tinubu believer. You are not an APC.
I'm not APC. I will never be APC.
What changed? You went to the villa. You suddenly just changed. You
No, I have been defending this administration even ever before. Before I went to the villa, I've not seen Tinubu with my eyes except yesterday for the last 8 years.
And you think he's a messiah now?
He's not a messiah, but he's a man that is ready to work. He's a man that is dutiful, and luckily he's endowed mentally.
And what do you think Nigerians who are suffering, who are feeling the hardship now, how do you think they will see you and perceive you now?
It's nothing to do with me. Am I in government?
No, but you are defending and saying this is the best thing that could have happened to Nigeria.
Based on the knowledge, facts, and information that I have, and knowing fully well that anybody who came into government in 2023 and did not do what Bola Tinubu is doing would have been a major, unpatriotic.
So he's breaking the ice. He's doing a tough job.
With his head. I told him, with his head. He's breaking the ice with his head.
I'm breaking the coconut also.
He's breaking everything. He's breaking everything.
But to what end?
We just need.
Are we seeing the result?
The results are coming. The results are showing.
When will they come?
They are showing gradually. They are showing. Look, I'm a farmer now. I farm. Look, You know, even the simplest thing you do
is more lucrative than medicine. Let's take a break, Doc. After this break, so much to talk about. There is a particular statement that Dr. Okube was saying about Peter Obi. I'm wondering why he said so, and what has really caught up his mind about those kind of narrative in this the line of thought. We'll be back on the State of the Nation and the way forward. Plus, we have some breaking news for you. We do now know that the former governor of Delta State and the former PDP vice presidential candidate, Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, has been arrested by the Economic and Financial Crimes EFCC. Breaking news right here on China's television. Former governor of Delta State and former PDP vice presidential candidate Ifeanyi Okowa has been arrested by the EFCC over alleged fraud and diversion of funds. Details right here on China's television. We'll be right back after this break, everyone. Join us again.
Guys, I'm about to cash a check for $180,000 and get my entire car loan paid off. I'm getting all of this for free.
Everyone for staying with us. Our former presidential advisor, Dr. Doyin Okupe, has been speaking with us on the program. Thanks so much indeed, Dr. Okupe, for your time tonight.
Thank you very much.
So you are defending some of what we're seeing today in the country, and there are those who, for example, will say to you, Dr. Okupe, if you are saying that what we have on the ground, it's a difficult situation, the president has said, look, we breast it. He's asking for the job, or he asks for the job, and he's up to the task. But the indices are not, and the livelihood of Nigerians, those who are going through this tough situation, are saying that this is not what they bargained for. The government brought the GDP to the fourth in Africa under this government, under that 18 months that you're talking about. How then do you want to tell Nigerians that this is actually working?
Seun, you know, go and check the history of reform. You know, there are very few presidents who you can call reformers in the world and in history. You know, when you check the history of reform, there's no reform that gets the result in 9 months. It's not a microwave. That's the truth. Lincoln, you know, anybody, go and check the history. You know, when you are president and you decide to embark on reform, what you need to do, which I'm not too sure, or the team is doing well, is you must keep communicating. You must keep talking to the people. They are failing in that respect. You must keep telling them, look,
what do you communicate then? If you're working hard or you are doing well and it's showing the lives of the people, they've got to isn't that the best communication?
They've got to see, you can envision the light at the end of the tunnel, but they're not wearing your prisms or glasses. You have to make them to see it through your eyes, what you're doing. I have seen it because the benefit of, my position, my understanding and exposure. But, the people must know. So it's going to take, and I don't think it's going to take too long from now. But if we do not go through this tough time, the country would have collapsed. So believe me for this. And it would have been much more serious than what we're facing.
You took a hit at your former principal, Mr. Peter Obi.
I didn't take a hit. No.
Yeah, you said to him. You criticized him on Twitter. Based on his comment on an online.
I corrected him. I cannot hate Peter Obi. I am sentimentally attached to Peter Obi. Peter Obi.
How do you balance it?
Listen to me.
You're attached to Peter Obi.
Hold on now. Peter Obi was my project. And I am part and parcel of those who built Peter Obi up. I can't publicly, denigrate that or break down that house. No, I won't do it. But, when the sensibilities of some of us are affected, we, especially when it becomes, a zonal matter. I mean, when you take the entire Yoruba race, you call them out. I'm an elder statesman and primarily, first and foremost, a Yoruba man. If I cannot speak the truth at my age, then there's no point to live. What Peter Obi said was wrong. To say that a Milokon, they should now ask people in Ogun State whether they are buying bread. When Bola Tinubu said a Milokon, he was not addressing the nation. He was not addressing a rally. He was addressing, APC delegates in the premises of Ogun State government who are going to APC convention that they should vote for him. And he said, look, and he was speaking in Yoruba, and there's nothing wrong with that. He said, look, I have to form this party. I have to do this. Buhari contested election first, he lost. Second, he lost. Third, he lost. Then, I came in and I helped him to become president. I also helped your son to become vice president. Even Biodun
called him a lady.
Whatever it is, he said, even this governor, I helped him. It is now my turn. What's wrong with that? He said it in Yoruba. I am the next in line for this office. It's legitimate. It was not tribalistic. It was not, it was not a Yoruba thing. It was just something that said, look, I haven't been this leader that has done so much. I should be given a chance to give a shot at it. So, when Obi makes that statement, it insults us. I was a Yoruba man. I'm not blind and I'm not crazy. I left everything and I followed Obi. Baba Obasanjo, for the first time in his political career, left his circle of influence, Babangida, Abdul Salam, Tiwa Danjuma and co, and he deviated for once and, came to support Obi.
Do you regret
do
you regret supporting Peter Obi?
I don't, because...
Would you do it again?
If, they say that now there's a problem, I cannot do it again. You know why? Because the reason why I did it was that this, what we agreed was that a southern president must emerge. All right? And, but that's after him. Baba Adebanjo called me and said, if a southern president must emerge, which zone must it come? Let's be honest and truthful. I said Southeast. He said, so let's support them. Now, if all this, or Shitoku, all of us, if all these eminent Yoruba people supported you, why now bring us down publicly? It's wrong. That's what I did. I didn't take a jab. I just called, and listen to me, Sheo. From now on, we are no longer going to keep quiet for people who just think they can insult Bola Tinubu. Bola Tinubu in the Southwest is the apple of our eye. And
even when he does wrong.
He's not doing wrong. He's not doing wrong.
But things are not not looking well.
They will look well because we know him.
How do we then, when things are not going right? I've just told you, it's a reformer. Some of us believe so much in this country, we kept quiet, and those who kept quiet, just for a moment, I mean, your belief, you can measure the intensity of your belief. I can measure my own intensity of my belief. In the Nigeria project. No, but the question I'm asking that, when people had believed in past presidents and past leaders, and we found that we woke up one day and we saw that our nation was on the ground, should we still keep quiet with the benefit of experience?
Nobody's asking everybody to keep quiet. But listen to me. You have a house, a 50, 60-year-old house that, the roof has been leaking for 60 years. And now at the 60th year, you now come and say, this is too much now.
But if the leak is now more than what it was before.
Nobody repaired the roofs, and now, somebody now comes in and in 1 year, you say,
So you are doing more of an ethnic protection rather than the national protection.
That's not true.
You said it's the apple of your eyes as even when it does wrong.
I didn't say when it does wrong. I'm qualifying this personality. You cannot take Yoruba-ness from me now. All my life, I have been a nationalist. I have never done Yoruba party. I will never do Yoruba party. I have always aligned even with the North. Don't bring this type of thing. We have passed this stage. We have.
But what we are concerned about is that at some point, people are concerned and emotional about what tribe, what region the president comes from. For some of us, we don't care. What we care about is who can fix this nation. We can get this nation on the right track. In some other plans,
we fix this nation. Take that to the bank. Bola Tinubu will fix this nation. Sheon, the problem with you young people is that you want a microwave solution. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Bola Tinubu is not a fool. He knows that if he doesn't do this thing well, between now and 2027, he doesn't have a chance.
But all right. Is he thinking about re-election when he spoke to you?
I didn't ask him.
Do you think he has a chance from what you're saying today?
Listen to me, Sean. You are not going to like what I'm about to say. In this country, we have an agreement. North will do 8 years, South will do 8 years. Buhari did not do well. We were not crazy. We did not fight. We did not raise anything. He did his 8 years. Tinubu is doing well. He's going to do his 8 years. If God spares his life and he wants to do so.
If Nigerians decide so.
Nigerians will decide so because
how are you sure?
I am sure.
You are not the totality of the Nigerian population, Dr. Okupe.
Nigerians
Can you speak for the over 200 million Nigerian people?
Nigerians are reasonable, sensible people, not demanding too much from their leaders. If Bola Tinubu gives us light in 2027, if Bola Tinubu resolves this fuel crisis and this food crisis between now and that time, you will see people will go on the street and say, is Bola or nobody?
I'm very sure that you're very good friends on social media, whom you always engage with, the tirade and all of that we see. They will come after you. And when they do, you know what they at some there was a very viral statement. They coined one word, they said T-pain. That was what they came about. And when they will probably get at you on social media and start reminding you what T-pain means, you probably will have an answer for them.
T-pain means temporary pain. That's what it means.
Those who coined it, that was not what they meant.
No, you don't know. I'm telling you, God has a fortuitous way of working things out. When they wrote T-pain, I was happy because that is exactly what it is. It's T-pain. It's temporary pain that will lead to, an extensive, pleasantry and something good for the nation. And it's a matter of time.
We hope that the T-pain will turn to P-gain, permanent gain. So if it's a temporary pain, hopefully Nigerians will get a permanent gain.
Permanent betterment.
Okay. Now, what we saw earlier today, what the president said that he has ordered that those minors be released. And I told you I was going to, and there was an internal police communication asking for more training for senior police officers in handling juvenile.
Oh my goodness. Hey! Omo. Hey! Kenen, na this video you say make I listen to. Damn. This is damning, man. This is bigotry on steroids. They are not even hiding it in your face. It is our own. It is our So the rest of the other 250 tribes can go and hit their heads on the wall. They don't care. Did you hear what he said? If T-Pain gives us light in 2027, the people will come out and say it's him or not. Can you imagine? They're already plotting. Anyway, now Nigerians hand the day. We know if we talk past like this, we know if we do past like this. Now like this. This is how little they think of Nigerians. They tell Nigerians, say, it's going to get better. T-Pain don't buy new aircraft, buy new yacht, build new house for VP. Madam T-Pain, that one they share money, shoro, everywhere I go. Nothing they happen. Country no they move. Greed don't fall like maybe 20 times. Look at big God. Nigeria were in trouble. No? This is Yoruba bigotry on the highest level. Please, if this man is thinking like this, what do you expect the smaller ones to think? These are people's fathers, grandfathers. How do you think his children will think? How do you think his grandchildren will think? Is this not shameful? This is very, very shameful. For you to be all right, no, nobody is talking about the remaining other tribes, whether they exist, they don't care. So because they silence everybody not to say anything during Buhari's time. This is why they were silencing people that time. They don't want anybody to come out. Well, Nature has a way of dealing with its own. Now here all of us go do. Look at somebody's grandfather twisting and turning into knots to gaslight, to make us think that what we heard is not what we heard. Did you hear what he said? He did not say Emilokon. He was you see how they are trying to flip it to tell us that what we heard is not what we heard. This is what I want us, because you'll be surprised they will scrub this thing out of the internet. They scrub some of this so that there will be no evidence, so that nobody will have anything to hold on to. Nigeria is in trouble, though. These are the types of leaders that are leading people. Nigeria is in big trouble. This is a joke. Ha! For big battle. Ah, wow. Hi. Great. Look, I play this video. Look, they tell us why Kamala lost and why Trump win. Look, we listen to this man.
What's up? I've been watching people on MSNBC try to figure out why Kamala Harris lost the election, as if that question has no answer. And it's interesting that they'll only ask people who voted for Kamala Harris, why did anybody vote for Donald Trump? Here's a thought. Maybe ask somebody who voted for Donald Trump why they did. And you're going to find out it has nothing to do with racism or sexism. It had to do with the fact that people are very unhappy with the economy and want to change in their life. So when they ask Kamala Harris, what would you do differently than Joe Biden? And her answer is not a thing. That will lose you the election. Secondly, when North Carolina gets drilled with one of the worst hurricanes on record, and you tweet that you're going to send $174 million to people in Lebanon and give $700 to the people of North Carolina, that makes people hate you. And it makes people start realizing you've abandoned them and you're not going to help them. So if you want to keep blaming everything on racism and sexism, you're going to continue to lose every election because you refuse to understand the American people. They don't care about transgenderism. They don't care about all the things you're trying to shove down their throat. They don't care about Trump's morality. They wanted a change, and you refuse to provide the change. That's why Trump won, and that's why Kamala lost.
Simple. So if anybody is asking, this is the reason. I found it interesting. That's why I brought it here. For all the people that are crying and say, ho, 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 boo, boo, boo. This is the reason. They ask Kamala what he go do. Kamala say no go do anything. He go do exactly what he Biden. He go continue from where Biden stop. But this, the way things be upside down, you both come out to talk that kind of thing. And you expect people go just close their mouth. They don't go talk anything. They go keep quiet. So we are seeing the results now. Of we are seeing the result too. Omo, Nigeria. Now Nigeria now go take this country back by themselves. So the elders are we don't have elders in Nigeria. Forget it. No elder. No elder in Nigeria. Did you hear what this man is saying about Peter Obi? Peter Obi was in the midst of enemies. Hey, he was surrounded. Completely surrounded. Hey, now wow. This man was completely surrounded. I won't be surprised if it was a T-Pain that ensured it. Can you imagine somebody that was working with Peter Obi directly? What did Peter Obi say in that podcast? That it says that he's insulting. How is he insulting? Did Tinubu not say Emilokon, Awalokon, Emilokon? Did he not say it? Yoruba Lokon. Did he not say it? What did Peter Obi allude to? Peter Obi said, go and meet anybody in Ogun State, whether they are buying bread cheaper. Is that not the same thing he said in the north? These people are tribal bigots. I'm sorry. It's a shame because their end is not going to be good at all. I'm very happy that Peter Obi did not enter this time. I'm not even going to lie. Because what this has caused is that it has opened up the underbelly, the rottenness in Nigeria. He's showing Nigerians your enemies in real time. When they say ancestral curses, these are the people that are ancestral curses on the lives of Nigerians that will not let Nigerians move forward. These are the ancestral, these are the ancestral curses that are following Nigeria. They will not face their problem. Instead, they will go to church and be praying prayer that will not pass the ceiling. Meanwhile, your enemy is right in front of you. They are sitting on their destinies, sitting on their future. Look at one of them has come out to tell you. Imagine the thinking of this man. To hell with the other Nigerians. As far as the Yorubas are okay. Did you hear it by yourself? Because this thing is going to play out. You'll be surprised. Everybody will come and want to be twisting into knots to defend this rubbish. We are in trouble in that country. Oh. Honestly, left to me, I will say let everybody go their own way. But which power I get? May everybody go their way. May we see how well everybody will try. Let everybody go their way because this is bullshit. This is bullshit. An elderly statesman. He doesn't know how long he's going to be around for. Look at what's coming out of his mouth. And this one, their grandchildren. It'll be tried though. He worked with enemies, man. Enemies in his midst, enemies around him. He was just doing his thing. I'm glad he did not become Nigerian president though. I'm not even going to lie. I am very happy. These people, I won't be surprised if these are the same people that went to sabotage Peter Obi's election. I will not be surprised at all, at all. I won't be surprised. So when people come out and have this, stereotypical attitude towards Yorubas, people will be upset. There's no need for you to be upset. Look at this man. He's a great-grandfather. You expect him to know better. Look at what he said. He's not the only one, no. Many of them. I want to hear Aisha's response to this. This is painful. I no go lie. As a Nigerian, I'm so disappointed. Honestly, I'm so disappointed. I feel terrible for the other tribes in Nigeria that don't have any representation at the top. Look at the presidency. It's only Yoruba, 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 Yoruba from A to Z, Yoruba. Sprinkles of other people from different places. Nobody is saying anything about that. Because some people believe that they own Nigeria. Well, every dog has its days. Now here we go.
Elders, when you people want to lie, lie with something that they will need to. We should lie with something that has long expiry dates, honestly. Because this generation, these younger people, they have social media and and social media keeps record. You know they say na they will bring something out. So my fellow generation of the older generation, my fellow citizens of the older generation, let's do better. Let's do better when we want to lie on issue or before we even check do something, go and check. So Doyo Okupe comes out to say Obi got it wrong on Emilokon. That Tinubu as presidential aspirant was appealing for votes of the Ogun State delegates in Yoruba to the APC convention. Having helped to form the party and helped to make Buhari president, he declares, I, not Yoruba, is the next in line. That's what Doyo Okupe said. And then trust Gen Z now. Gen Z, where they went out there, they started bringing out this to say, Oga, what is it they are saying? See where Tinubu was saying he's a Miloko, he was speaking Yoruba. Me shall know they hear Yoruba. Those of you know they hear Yoruba. I'm gonna try help us in the comment section, put the meaning of what all the things we're saying. We don't know. But they are saying that if you see the different things, people say now. like Adetutu Balogun, as she said, at your age, you are using gray hair. I'm so sorry. I just couldn't hear the way she said it. She said, at your age, you are using gray hair to post lies for a rigged president. Agbayayeye, Agbati Oto Ile, Ajani Idima Daru. I don't know what I said. I don't even know what I read. I hope I don't even know that I read it right. But that's what she said. Say your mates are building legacy for next generation. You're busy looting their inheritance. How does one country produce so many rectums in corridors of power? May we not grow old and become foolish and useless elders. Whew. Those words were really, worthy. So, and then, but there's something that someone said. I just saw it now when the person was saying that, oh, so Doyi Okupe met with T-Pain and he suddenly changed his stand. T-Pain is a messiah now. And I was like, so when did he meet? And then apparently that he did. Like the picture that we put in the picture there that what's his name? Nadoyo Okupe met with former governor of Lagos State, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And when they do that meeting, be like say things are suddenly. But before we go on, let me show you 2 videos, right? 2 videos that you're gonna watch to see where Bola Ahmed Tinubu was actually using that Emilokon and Yoruba Lokon kind of thing.
Ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá. Ta ló kàn? Yorùbá ló kàn. 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 Àkọ́bí mà ló kàn. Yorùbá ló kàn. Àkọ́bí ti ní ìgbà wa. Yorùbá ló kàn. Bọ́lá àkọ́bí ti ní ìgbà wa. Yorùbá ló kàn. Mo pẹ̀lú Ṣètìmá. Yorùbá ló kàn. Mo pẹ̀lú Ṣètìmá. Yorùbá ló kàn. Wọ́n ní lọ́tẹ̀ yìí o, Yorùbá ló kàn. Tá a bá dẹ̀ sá Yorùbá náà, èmi ló kàn.
There you have it. Trust the Gen Z to come out and tell you that, what is it that you are saying? All of this. But it's really such a shame, when you see people just begin to just talk anyhow, just because you want to support the people that are in power. The people that are in power don't need your support. In short, they have hired people to support them. They are paying people to support them. They are legitimately using your money to hire people, all those spokespeople, SSDs, so they have more than enough of that support. So what is this thing that people have this belief? Well, what am I even saying? Maybe there's something that they want to see or they want to do and all of that. But all of this drama came on because Peter Obi, in an interview that he did recently with the Honest Bunch, and then he made mention of, okay, look at the people that are talked about, our turn, go to Ogun State, whether they have any place where they are buying bread cheaper or something in that direction, so that everybody is feeling the heat, whether it's your turn to enter office or your turn to suffer now. What the masses thought Tinubu was saying is that everybody's turn to enjoy. They didn't realize, as far as Tinubu is concerned, it's his turn to get in there and the turn of the people, to suffer. But I will allow you to watch this particular video to hear exactly what Mr. Peter Obi said.
An official message from Medicare. Medicare plans change from one year to the next. And this year, it's important to compare all.
Let's talk about what is happening today. Rice is 100,000 naira. We're not even sure where we're going to be with this situation. Is our turn? Is a Yoruba man? Ask the people in Ogun here. Is there any place you will buy bread cheaper? So I can follow you this night and buy one. Countries.
Hey, Mr. Peter Obi go just drop one small something. Everywhere will scatter. People go, they do chaka. They're gonna do anyhow. Doyin Okupe when they run up and down. It seems as if Doyin Okupe has taken over from what's that one's name? Reno Omokri and the lawyer Daniel Bwala. It seems as if Doyin Okupe has taken over from them, and so he's the next hopeful, and he's all out. The other ones have calmed down a bit. At least come out, list the list. You list them. You know, say that kind of thing now. You see that list go, they list you, they go. Oh man, not be smart, you know. But at the end of the day, one of the things that I will wish for you is that may your bills not be more than your integrity. Because when that happen, the person they go kulu, not the way person no feel do. So may your bills not be more than your integrity, and may you have a source of living that does not depend on psychophancy. The biggest problem we have in this country is actually psychophancy. People that will defend anything and everything just because of their personal gain. And if you are a leader, you find yourself in any position, may you be the one that is able to not listen to psychophancy, that want people to critique you and tell you the truth, no matter how bitter it is. I will end this part and say to you all, hey, oh, very, very cool. By the way, we have a very cool TV. Please.
Oh, also, God, Nigerian leaders just steady disgracing themselves, disgracing their families. Can you imagine this man? Can you go imagine this man, a whole leader in Nigeria, being a tribal bigot internationally? It's a problem, oh. Nigeria, there's a problem. We have a problem. Look at what they said about him here. I said, Doyin Okupe, this is from Malcolm Omirobo. He said, Doyin Okupe, a stomachrat, not a Democrat. Doyin Okupe's statement that Tinubu must spend 8 years because there is an agreement that the North will do 8 years and the South will do 8 years without prejudice to his performance and the ballot votes shows that he's a stomachrat and not a Democrat. Also, Nigeria, God abeg. Some people go just dey one corner. They go just sit down on top young people, children. Sit down on top of their head, their destiny, they no care. He has taken over from children, Boala and FFP. Now they do all these kind of things before. Yeah. Such a monumental shame, double face. This one a stabber. Now this one they stab people for back. This it's a shame, oh. This is somebody's grandfather, for goodness sake. Somebody's grandfather. These videos are going to be there forever and ever. The children will see it. So Nigerian leaders are something, their own wickedness, now another thing, another level completely. The kind wickedness when Nigerian leaders get is on another level. I can't even put words to it. I can't even describe it completely. They don't care what happens to you. They do not care whether front, they back, they no care. For this hardship, you dey tell people to tighten their belt. Meanwhile, you are feeding fat. You are buying new jets, new aircraft. You are traveling up and down the place. You are paying money for things that we don't need as a people. You are all in the name of going to look for investors. You will carry our money. They fly all over the world. One, go check yourself for hospital. Use our money. Go check yourself into hospital. With the same mouth, with the same Nigerians come back to Nigeria, come invest, so that una go chop their money join. Lights not dey, no good road. Insecurity is at its peak. Nobody is saying anything about it. No protection for the people. There's I think a Labour Party, I think he's a Labour Party organizer or something like that. I think he was traveling from somewhere, whether to Sokoto or something. Guess what? Now, so they are on our live the guy, bandits, according to them, meet the guy for road on our live. Meanwhile, all these Nigerian leaders, after they don't chop for back, chop for front, collect the one way consign them, the one way not consign them, they will not be talking from both sides of their mouth without shame. Look at that. Look at Doyin Okugbe sitting down and laughing, mocking everybody because your tribesman is there. It's a shame, oh, honestly, it's a real shame. Every other tribe in Nigeria, please. I'm so sorry that you have to deal with this rubbish. I'm so sorry that you have to be dragged down by these nincompoops that call themselves leaders. Every other tribe in Nigeria, honestly, I'm so sorry. So who not come from that side now, Oyo? All the businesses na their side, na Lagos they attract and go. All the businesses when they talk about, when Abike Dabiri can talk about now, I don't see any, I don't hear where I mention say, oh, we have some businesses that are here or that are there. No, all of them are Lagos they will do. They will give them land, they will give them incentive. We know how these things are played. I'm glad Peter Obi did not enter this time. Nigerians are wicked. The leaders, let the suffering continue until Nigerians are ready. Let them continue. Every day you hear story of somebody being unalive. Every single day. Without miss. As we dey talk now, every person they don't unalive person. As we dey talk now. You guys hear that what's his name? Did you guys hear that they have arrested Okowa? I'm hearing that they've arrested him. If they arrest Okowa, what about the rest? Yaya Bello, I never see them. They say they don't detain Okowa for the fraud when they talk about. What about Yaya Bello? Nobody they ask, no follow up. What is going on with that? What is going on with that? It's a shame, oh Nigeria. You guys have the worst leaders ever. Greedy, gluttonous, deaf and dumb to the people suffering. Wicked souls have zero plans for the people. Don't care. All they want is for you to be licking their asses. That's what they want. They've turned children into something that they are not. That's what they do. They marry minors. The ones where they marry minors or inside they abuse them up and down. You have Nigerians scattered all over the place, running away from the country. Some of them unaliving in the process. Do they care? No, they don't. They don't care. The Supreme Court judge, the new one when they swear, when I see CGN, when he say you should bring new thing to the judiciary, not that I care, not that I expect anything from that woman, but because she said it. She said it with her mouth. We don't see any changes. There's nothing happening. There's nothing happening. No changes whatsoever. And we think that it's going to continue like that. We expect that, oh, you know what? It's going to, Nigerians will have to deal with this suffering thing. It's a shame, oh.
Now, as you heard, the Federal High Court in Abuja has struck out the charges against a set of 119 End Bad Governance protesters following public outcry that minors were among them. Now, let's bring in Arise analyst Dr. Sam Amadi for more on this. Sola, you have this.
Well, I think quite a lot here. We're looking at the legal issues here, and some of the first. let us in on the intervention made by the government through the Attorney General of the Federation. A lot of people have actually seen that as a little bit foggy on one side and, a little excited on the other hand. Let us in on some of the tasks before the Attorney General of the Federation, what his job, responsibilities are as it relates to what we just witnessed here, which is quite historic.
Well, first, I think many would say the way it was reported, politicians like to take political mileage. So, President has directed it's more politically beneficial in terms of political capital than to say administrative process goes through and the Attorney General says, I've reviewed these matters, I've instructed to enter nolli prosecute against these persons. But to say the President has ordered their release gives President a mileage. So the political language is helpful, but not suggests some kind of arbitrariness, and it's not good for rule of law perception because you're not expecting presidents to intervene in judicial process in that direct way. Having said that, but again, everybody recognize that there are procedural error here. Some of them are charged wrongly for treason, and so I could see the Attorney General say, you know what, pull out this, cancel this charge. So the charge of treason, the Attorney General has the powers, constitutional power, unlimited power to discontinue any prosecution, and that's what probably, in technical terms, what has happened is that he has discontinued the prosecution on good basis that wrong arraignment, the charges are not proper, or not. The government has discretion not to consider prosecution. People have talked about the 10 who are on bail. If there are similar circumstances, which they seem to be, would this cover them? But the point reality is that the government as a prosecutor can choose to prosecute A and not B. So there's no legal obligation for government to also extend that exemption to them. They could go ahead and prosecute the 10. Don't forget that what is driving this is politics because of perception, the outcry. And so if we don't talk about those ones and put them in, they could go for trial, and if they meet the requirement, they could be convicted. Now, the other issue is the Attorney General's position here. I think what this brings out is the crisis of the administration of justice, criminal justice system in Nigeria, from arrest to custody to arraignment and prosecution. So if you look at 3 points, first is when there's a protest, there could be disorderly behavior, there could be crimes, but you need to carefully isolate those who committed crime. And in a country where you have no, what do you call it, cameras, where oftentimes we don't study these things and say, okay, we can identify these 3 people who went and looted that shop, and then profile them, track them, arrest them. So when you carry 200, for example, people, then you are punishing protests, not the crime. Right. Because those 200 people didn't loot, didn't all of them.
And especially when the Vice President, Kashim Shettima, says, look, based on, glaring evidence that there was destruction of, in terms of value, over 300 billion naira worth of, destruction happened. And that's enough
to justify.
But then again, how do you, yes, there's destruction that's taken place, but how do you connect this people
to this? The Nigerian state acts like a reckless father who is angry that they have scattered his room. Okay, and that anger is all the children no food today. Now some didn't participate, some just walked through the house. They just scatter anything. So this is justice. You have to be painstaking in isolating who did what, and that's why probably none of these prosecutions probably under strict prosecutorial process we get to conviction. Because you can't just convict somebody for being part of a protesting group. You have to have done something. You have to have shown that they agreed to go and do something. Now think about tracing. I'm talking about the flag. The flag is not an offense, as bad as it is to carry Russia. But then if it is an offense, you have to. So the first problem here is the arrest is wanton. Arrest is like indignity, anger, angry, outraged at this protest and get these guys in. 2 is that even the prosecutors should have asserted the case, said, okay, these people can go for trial, this cannot go for trial, and the charge. And then the courts, again, there's need for judicial direction on use of bail. And
in addition to that, we should talk about the ill treatment, the malnutrition, glaring malnutrition of this, detainees. But for now, let's
see what the Kaduna State Governor, what he's got to say on this.
I want to buy your house. I can pay you cash for your house, no matter what condition it's in.
Looking at their age and what they went through, I have no doubt in my mind a lot of people must be happy with the fact that today they are free. And as you can see, we have received them and we're taking them back home and make sure that we first look after their health and provide them with psychosocial therapy, which is very important, having been detained for many, many months. You cannot just allow them to go home like that. We know there's a lot of psychological issues, and certainly we also have to look at their medical situation.
Yeah. Re-echoing what the minister, I'm sure you listened to the minister and entire Wada of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction, and some of what he had to say, that look, it's beyond this particular issues here. There's a need for long-term plans for these young people in a way that we will not find them back in this kind of situation. But let's talk about the treatment of these minors. In fact, all of them in detention.
I think apart from their possible criminal culpability, even if they are, the treatment itself constitutes a violation of fundamental rights. I mean, you can, looking at them, you know that they have been under inhuman treatment. And again, there's a strong protection against one of the provisions of the constitution that's not under any caveat is the right to prescription against inhuman treatment, torture. So there's no circumstance in which it is tolerated. And so I think that is, and this is one term, this is total the culture of Nigerian law enforcement, torture. To arrest you, they break somebody's head. If you see a typical arrest session in Nigeria, in our country, maybe somebody's limb and teeth will fall down in arrest. And oftentimes they even arrest relatives who have no direct link with the crime. We see that in Southeast all the time when they talk about this, dealing with the IPOB or whatever group they're dealing with. They just smash through that. And then when they arrest people, the notion is now so entrenched that every suspect, including every possible criminal, quote unquote, has to be treated harshly. There's no longer meaning for the so-called presumption of innocence. But what that presumption means is that you have to totally think that this guy may be totally free. Yeah. And so if you have started dehumanizing, punishing the person, then he has started serving his sentence. That means he's presumed guilty until proven innocent. So I think
I know we're out of time.
But I think it's important for
this issue of torture. Yes, quickly, just put this in perspective, because one of them spoke about waterboarding. So waterboarding as a means of torture is unbelievable. It's happening here in Nigeria. So how do we put a stop to some of these extras?
This is what led to the
security, yes.
And unfortunately, we didn't do anything about it. I think the Attorney General should come clear now. There should be a regulation, a law actually, a statute law that focuses on torture, outlining liability, institutional liability, personal liability for torture. This is not going to be just, okay, go home. This should be, first there should be some kind of compensation, some kind of official position to say, this is now a threshold where people cannot cross. The police and other law enforcement should develop clear rules and guidelines on treatment of persons in detention. By the way, there's an international corpus of law, international law on how to treat persons in detention.
Is Nigeria not signatory?
Nigeria is a good boy in signing up, but you see, you need to get back to structures, institutions, and rules to support those you sign. So I think that there should be accountability. And again, lawyers should start litigating on prison conditions. I did my first job as a lawyer was to secure somebody who was under death row and get them off, because so much violation happens in prison. Let's take this very clear. Even sentence, conviction is not equals to torture. Custodial term is that you stay in prison. It does not therefore mean that the prisoner has lost his rights as a citizen and therefore should be tortured. So torture should be focused on. And the police has basically, the idea is that once you're a suspect, you're a criminal. And the only way to do a criminal is to cut their lips and brutalize them.
I would like to thank you for your time, as always. We do hope we'll follow through and through on this one.
Hello, everyone. There's a breaking news out here from Nigeria. The chief of army staff is dead. Honestly, life is such a, I don't know. Whenever I just hear about the death of someone, it just humbles you, especially when it comes to death, the finality of it all. Some people out there now have been thrown into serious grief and stuff like that. But hey, we have this Bayo Onanuga on his Twitter handle, now known as X, put out a State House press release. It's an announcement of the passing of Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taurid Abiodun Lagbaja. President Bola Tinubu, according to them, you know me, definitely not my president, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, regrets to announce the passing of Lieutenant General Taurid Abiodun Lagbaja, Chief of the Army Staff, at age 56. He passed away on Tuesday night in Lagos after a period of illness, rather. Born on February 28, 1968, Lieutenant General Lagbaja was appointed Chief of Army Staff on June 19, 2023 by Tinubu. His distinguished military career began when he enrolled in the Nigerian Defense Academy in 1987. On September 19, 1992, he was commissioned as a second lieutenant in the Nigerian Infantry Corps as a member of the 39th Regular Corps. Throughout his service, Lieutenant General Lagbaja demonstrated exceptional leadership and commitment, serving as a platoon commander in the 93 Battalion and the 72 Special Forces Battalion. He played a pivotal role in numerous internal security operations, including Operation Zaki in Benue State, Lafia Dole in Borno, Udoka in East Nigeria, and Operation Forest Sanity across Kaduna and Niger State. An alumnus of the prestigious U.S. Army War College, he earned a master's degree in strategic studies, demonstrating his dedication to professional growth and excellence in military leadership. Lieutenant General Lagbaja is survived by his beloved wife, Maria, and their 2 children. President Tinubu expresses his heartfelt condolences to the family and the Nigerian Armed Forces during this difficult time. He wishes Lieutenant General Lagbaja eternal peace, and at the same time that finished the same course, doing the same my sincere and deepest condolences to you, and wish that God give you the all there. Condolences to you all.
I beg. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be inhuman, but I'm sorry. Nigerian leaders, non-exempt, including this one that just passed. Sorry. No honor for them, I beg. The suffering people, all those Nigerians when they kpai, when nobody know anything about. All those Nigerians when they kpai, when nobody they acknowledge, when they don't even know. Some of them, they don't even know where they put them. Some of them, they don't even know where they take kpai. Who go honor those ones? Who go honor them? Who go remember them? All these people had the opportunity to turn change, turn things around for Nigerians. No, they not do anything. Instead, they were part of the corruption. Part of the corruption. I know say nobody go come up for you alive, but at least when you are here, try to do something for your people. How many things did these people do for their own people? How many? How many things? Look at it now. What's he going to say to his maker? Assuming heaven and hell is real. What's he going to say? What's he going to say to his maker? What's he going to say? I beg you. Nigeria, honestly, the only way out of Nigeria is for Nigerians to come together and decide that, you know what, we're tired, we're done, it's game over. But hey, who am I? Who am I? Now this one when I get this corner when I get so. Nigeria be say everywhere suppose don't scatter by now. See wetin dey happen for other countries. Half of the things wey dey happen for Nigeria no dey happen for there before everywhere shut down. Only Nigerians na go take their time. Everybody go dey take side with their tribe. This one na my tribesman, so we no go fight. The other one no be my tribesman. Look at what we're experiencing at the highest level in Nigeria. Highest office. People are still playing politics of bigotry. Hey, God, I beg you. Oh, nobody is concerned about how qualified are they, how efficient are they, what are they? There are no emergencies for Nigerian government. None. All the people, all your citizens outside of the country, they are suffering one thing or the other. Some of them, they go abandon them for desert. Some of them, they pie for sea as they nothing. No committee set up to ensure that these things are not happening, to ensure that they combat it, to ensure that they position people, in all those areas where they know that trafficking takes place a lot, or where they know that people travel from. Go and position your people there so that when anybody trying to travel, you stop them from traveling because it's a death trap. No, they're not going to do that one. Instead, see wetin that baby they talk. It requires me and you. Wetin you they do? You never even talk your solution. You never list your solution. Say, okay, this is what we are putting together for the people to make them aware. This is the name of the organization. This is their website. Nothing. The woman just come empty-handed. If they use mouth, defensive. We've done this. We've brought back 5,000. What are we supposed to do? Okay, let me ask you a question. If somebody do this, what will you do in a situation like that? You are asking the journalist. Journalist is asking you question. What do you have on ground to take your business? They ask journalists. I've done this. I've done that. There are many Nigerians that are doing well. There's a woman that's a big restaurant owner. She's come here. We are giving her land. There's another one that's doing business. There was one that was doing surgery. After the generator just went off. Thank God they have finished surgery. Here waiting a whole government official they talk. Is that what should be coming out of a government official? With all the money, when they say they touch their hand for that country, none of them should be talking like that. They should be on their toes every time because the country is in an emergency situation. None of them is acting like it at all. Everybody just going about their life because one Fulani herdsmen, they show up for their door. After all, now that side they say they happen for not. Nobody cares. Nobody's talking about it. The Christians in the south are not talking about the Christians in the north when they receive a woto every day. Nobody they talk about those ones. Their leaders don't even talk about it. Their followers don't talk about it. Whether they kill all the Christians for the north, pass them for trailer, go to concern southern Christians. And you people, when somebody is not talking about your pastor, all of you will run and come. But you people don't run and shout and be making noise when they are slaughtering your brothers and sisters in the north. You people don't stage protests in the church to say, no, how do we find solution to what is going on in the north? No, nothing like that. But once you hear, look at your Apostle Suleiman. He gave prophecy that it was going to be a female president. He gave prophecy. They don't call a liar now. When I hear that one, make I bring am for now. No say prophecy. They full wetin dem dey call am? Pastor Johnson Suleiman. Prophet. Only they see, they always see things when they happen for outside. They don't ever see things when they happen for Nigeria. They don't ever see when a Nigerian in 2020 he prophesied one thing. In let me play the video for you. This one is 2020. Let me play the video for you people. If you by mistake mention their pastor name, everybody is up in arms.
His opponent.
Yeah. This is 2020, oh, 2020 election. Listen.
Succeed. We should pray and change that. We should pray and change it. Because if that happens, then the world is finished. If that happens, that the current president of America doesn't come back, the world is finished. Because I saw that, and God told me we should pray to change it. Because they will all support his opponent. The opponent is not the issue, but his running mate is. The running mate is a lady, and if the opponent wins, the opponent will be impeached for the lady to take over and fulfill the new world order. Their current agenda is to humiliate him. They have succeeded in making him mockery in America, while they are now free from it. But the prayers of the saint will reverse it, and America will be healed. The virus was manufactured by these people. It is not a biological issue, it's a chemical weapon. Many people contacted it through testing. Once you go for the test, you are infected. The few that are not positive is to balance the equation, to make people believe it is real. The vaccine will come, but the vaccine will carry the actual disease. It's loaded with signals to control the human being by sending signals from his body to their power base. That would be the only proof to them that you are safe and virus-free and are not contaminated. When they tell you to take the vaccine and you refuse, you'll be denied a lot of things. Italy was sacrificed for this agenda because the Pope is a part of it. That is why we saw almost the largest cases in Italy. It was not coincident. It was a sacrifice. The policy of not having people gather together to reduce and contain the virus.
See, Amo, this was when they said people should stop going to church. This was 2020. See, this was a 2020 video when he was prophesying that they should. He was talking about that they should pray that Trump should not be taking should not lose the election. Right? This was 2020. That the person coming in, which is Biden, that the vice president is going to be a woman. That the woman is the end time somebody prophecy, whatever. This was 2020. Now they talk, they support Trump. Okay, Mo will show you the next video. You see the inconsistency of these people. This is how they cause problems for human beings.
That just one.
Mona, listen,
That just won now. We've been impeached. The person I see ruling America is a woman. The person that is vice will become president. Right?
You know the luck. You know the luck when una get most of these pastors from Nigeria. Now, because it is not a crime if your prediction no happen. Or
before I play this, I'm sorry guys, I want to play the full video. I'll come back to this video. Now this was in the recent election, no. Now he got to the prophesy again, no. Mona see
And the Lord said that the person would win. And I'm even saying the one that is to happen later now. The person that just won now will be impeached. The person I see ruling America is a woman. The person that is vice will become president. Write it down. But I will say this: if you like, abuse me, insult me, it means nothing. America has made the biggest mistake. 1 year, they'll start missing this man. 1 year, they'll start calling for him. 1 year. And I see them planning to arrest him. as his living presidency. Just 1 year. The fact that a prophet prophesied something about somebody doesn't mean the prophet is happy with the prophecy. You must understand it. People don't understand. Oh, why is this?
Una don hear am? He said that as Biden dey comot, they go arrest am. Say na Kamala na im go win. He said make they write am down. That's what he said. His words, not mine. So now let's come back to this video. Let me start from the beginning again.
That just won now. We be impeached. The person I see ruling America is a woman. The person that is vice will become president. Right?
You know the luck. You know the luck when una get most of these pastors for Nigeria. Now because it is not a crime if your prediction no happen, or if your prophecy no happen. Now because it is not a crime. If to say a crime, by now, especially this Suleiman of a man, you don't suppose spend, give or take, 30 years for Sanko. Give or take 30 years for Sanko. Now only you every time. Why always you? Are you Balotelli? Are you Balotelli? But well, what is my business? The one where they always glad in my heart. Now the fact say every day by day, internet is beginning to reveal these so-called men of God in Nigeria. Not only Suleiman, there are a lot of them. Internet is beginning to reveal a lot of them. The other day I see David, this one for Port Harcourt, they refer to this man, Abel Damina, as rats for stage. You know, shame, you know, hide them. Talk him. Every day. At least, even though we cannot achieve this religious and all this way where religion don't chop us, the next generation we see and we know better. That is why they make all these videos, they keep them online, so that the future generation can understand that all these things, all these men they do. Now then they just go one corner, just orchestrate plenty, just have to they talk. There's no miracle happening anywhere. And God they do miracles. That pastor prayed for me, I was healed. Now lie. Miracle day, but now God they run them. But you see all these ones, pastor go hospital, pastor no agree. Pastor say you get power, go hospital, you not agree. Anyways, now God will continue to help us. So now God don't shock on us. All of now go with popular, you know, as everybody they shout Kamala Harris, all of them to say go play. Prediction no enter. Peace and love, don't play.
Hey, Olule. Yeah. If we talk, we table their matter. Hey, touch not my prophet, touch not my pastor, do my prophet no harm. They will start to they quote all the Bible verses when they never read since. They'll come remember on that day. They'll come they talk. What about this? Now, so the man where they say knock 400 women. Hey, God, I beg you. Hey. Since they happen for this world, though. Yeah? They go raid the guy house, the Guinean guy. They go raid the house for fraud. Now they see tape too. Now from where they do investigation, now they discover say, oh, the guy they record while he dey in the act. 400 women. Although the guy don't deny and say na AI generated. Hey, people when you watch him, get one. I think I saw one pastor on YouTube street that was saying, yeah, he watched it. Oh, he watched it. He watched all the parts. He was even hailing the man. That yeah, the man is. I mean, I'm like, why are you people hailing that? 400 women, 400 women. Even the women too are at fault. They're both 400. So none of those 400 women say no. You do brother wife. That one get belle, I think. In fact, one of the pikin when the brother wife born na him. Hey God, things dey happen for this world though. He do pastor own join. There's so many. He get one particular video. I saw that one on Twitter. This man, I think his wife was one of the people in the video. Whether the wife did not know. So he walked up to her and asked her in French, who is this in this video? Like, I think he had asked her, the woman was like acting like she didn't know. Can't show her video. He can't give her the phone. The woman started to cry. You can't talk many things, give the woman for French, which I don't really know what it means. But I should say now they abuse the woman. The woman burst into tears. And I heard that one of the women went there among the people when he knock, he take his own life. He unalive himself. And I hear someone na Nigerian. I don't know how to. You know this Twitter, this social media streets now different things. That person dey hear. Look at the man's wife. The man has what? How many children? 5 children or 4 children? And I keep saying to myself, what will move a man? That's a total lack of control. That means he's operating at the level of an animal. That's what that means. For you to have no control over that thing between your legs, you just see anything, you plug. Hey, no matter. And I hear that the guy was just no protection whatsoever. 700 freaking women. And some of the videos, when they capture him, he put hand for chest. Oh my God. Oh my God, social media is something else. I kid you not. He put hand for chest. They now put him side by side with soccer players that put their hands on their chest. Oh my God. 400 women, people, wives, married women. Most of them married. If this does not bother you, I don't know what else. Most of them married. There was a picture they brought out. In that picture, I think there were about, I want to say 6 or 7 women, or maybe more. The man don't knock half of those women, if not more. They were pointing arrows to the women that the man has knocked, the ones he has not knocked. They were pointing arrows at them. Then again, one woman for inside, when they talk, say that one they do anybody, they do woman, do man. In fact, that one they record. I don't know. The world has gone crazy. I don't know. The men are praising the man. Yes, the man is a powerful man. They hail him. Why is it that we like to hail things that are not good? Why? That's my question. Why do we do that? Is it because he's a man, so meaning that he can get away with anything? I don't understand. Is that the kind of lifestyle, is that kind of social skills we want to live with people? That anything they should just operate at the base level of an animal and just be knocking, no self-control, nothing. Defy, forget about diseases, forget about every other thing that comes with knocking. See Nigerian Senator Ajibola Bashiru. He carry him and his family go Democratic Washington DC watch party. See, and he even take picture. Oh God, I beg you. Oh, my people. Nigeria matter, e get as e be. Anyway, I beg, now here I go leave am. I just wanted us to catch up on all those things that have been happening. I know it's not all of them I'm able to catch up on, but we are going to manage them like that. We will see another time. See, thank you very much, Tony South. Long time, greetings to you, my brother. Thank you. Victory all the way. Kene, let's say Kene go down, go sleep. Kene candidate lose, so Kene is not happy. So you guys will bear with Kene. Kene is not happy. He's crying. So be kind and gentle with Kene. You understand? So when you see him dropping comments and being annoying, you just won't overlook him. You know, he's coming from a place of pain. So Kene, if you are hearing me, I'm sorry. You know, that's how life is. You win some, you lose some. In this case, you lose. So don't come and be beefing Seed and I. We have been talking about this thing for a very long time. So, so not on the lapos. We know what we do. See, thank you so much, Joe. I really appreciate you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate each and every Spy Man. Thanks for stopping by. It's now 41:10 past 119. Don't add one, join us. Oh my God, guys. And the Queen, sorry, Queen. How now? I thank you for stopping by as well. I'm glad I didn't miss her name. I think she's about the only female that stopped by. So, guys, I'll see you on my next one. No. Thank you. Have a great evening. And please, you guys should carry yourselves with dignity because don't be like the Kenyan man. It's a crazy world. Honestly, Sid, Kene, accept our sympathy. We are sorry. If you need mangoes, let me know. I will call my supplier where you are, they're around you, so that they can supply you mangoes. To calm you down. You understand? Don't worry. We are in this together. Don't worry. But you behave yourself. You know, call you talk anyhow because we don't pass you now. Now our candidate dey there. If you do anyhow now, anything can happen. So you go know as you say they talk, they match ground, don't match ground anyhow. We are the ones in control now. Our no come. Oh my God. Seed, our no come. It's our turn. So, guys, thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. I'll see you guys on my next one. Bye. Oh, boy.